to the Sporty Show, everyone. Another Champions League night is upon us. And if what we saw yesterday was just a glimpse of how these quarterfinals will be, then we're in for more action, more drama, and more chaos. I'm your host, Sara Alex, as always, joined by who was very quiet yesterday, the one and only KlintonCod. Do you have your energy back?
I mean, I wasn't quiet. I was just quiet after Declan Rice saved us some jollof. So
I don't think we've ever seen you this quiet.
today is Barcelona's turn for their downfall. So I think it is my day to scream. Okay? Yesterday I was definitely quiet. Today is the day to shout. You know what I'm saying? Barcelona! Dortmund would mess you guys up, and I can't wait for it. But anyways, who's going to help me celebrate? Alex, do you want to bet with me again? Because the highlight of what made me happy was the fact that I was able to chop your money. Am I chopping more today?
Bet on the other game because you're going for the different teams.
Which one?
Aston Villa, PSG.
No. Although I think Aston Villa are going to win over the two legs, I think they're going to lose tonight.
You think Aston Villa will lose tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
There's nothing to bet.
This guy is getting wise. It's saying wise.
Alex Ashmore back with the bow tie again. Maybe that's going to bring us more drama.
Well, last night it did really well for us. We had two really exciting games.
Your jaw was on the floor, sir.
I just about picked it up this morning when I woke up. Yeah, what a night of football, and hopefully another one tonight.
I hope so. Arsenal, nope. Barcelona hosting Borussia Dortmund and PSG hosting Aston Villa. Those two matches kicking off in just under an hour's time. And we're here again for a watch-along with all of you at home, as always. But quickly, gentlemen, we have to thank everyone because Sporty has reached 1 million subscribers across all of our social media. So we just want to say a big thank you. We hope that you've enjoyed watching us, commenting, just enjoying the football and enjoying the ride, because we've definitely enjoyed all of you there with us. So a big thank you to all of you guys.
I'm going to send me your account number. If all of you that subscribe, send me your account number. I want to memorize those numbers, man. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. And once again, a friendly reminder for the beautiful Leganes and Sporty TV Africa jersey. If you want to win this weekend, we're all at Leganes and Barca giving away this jersey. Make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's a big one, and the three of us are there. But let's get into the show. We have some major football matches coming up this weekend. So coming up later today, actually, Copa Libertadores. It's Bolivar versus Sporting Cristal. We have Al Ittihad and Al Aroba. Internacional versus Nacional later on as well. Sao Paulo and Alianza Lima. FC Tokyo versus Kashiwa. Shandong versus Shenzhen. Al Ettifaq versus Al Hilal on Friday. And Saturday we have Osaka versus Kashima. Sydney versus Auckland. Plymouth versus Sheffield. And in the Premier League, we have Southampton taking on Aston Villa, who are in action today, as we all know. We also have Der Klassiker over in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund. And the big one, like we said, Leganes, official team of Sporty TV, taking on the mighty Barcelona, and the three of us will be there for a massive pre- and post-match, so make sure you stay tuned for that one. Sunday, we have Belgrano and Boca Juniors over in Argentina, Western Sydney versus Western United, Atalanta and Adamala Lukman taking on Bologna for that third-place spot in Serie A, Birmingham versus Peterborough, and in the Greek Super League, it's Panathinaikos versus Parc. So all the football right here on Sporty TV, as always. Gentlemen, before we get into today's games, matches, we have a very special guest joining us very soon. A legend of the game here in Spain, Alex, maybe even in England, some would say in the north.
Yeah. I grew up watching him on my TV at home, both as a player.
That made you sound old.
Both
No,
as a player.
I mean, that's the reason why I gave him that look.
I saw the...
Because if he was
as
me,
a
you'd be like,
player and on TV. I used to watch him as a pundit.
How old
I'm a
are
big
you
fan
then?
of his work. I would have been 6, 7,
2, he said.
5, 6, 7, 8 onwards.
5, 6, 7, 8. So at 5, you were watching him. Like, you knew what you were watching.
Well, no, obviously I wasn't watching at 5, but I say I would have been watching from about 7 years old. I probably would have been watching his football. He obviously stopped playing around.
But let's be sincere, even at 7, though, you were like...
Yeah,
literally...
6 and 7, that's when I started really getting into my football. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, to be fair, I think that's fair, because I'd say the same for Barcelona.
Yeah.
So you started watching Barcelona from 7 as well?
Yeah, but because my dad was always watching it, it's always on in the house, do you know? So once you're like old enough to really understand.
Right.
Like, at least you know what's going on. You
What
might
were
not.
you sat there with a cigar listening to classical music
you already
from the
know.
age of 7?
You already know. That's what we do, bro. That's what we do. We're living the real life still, bro. Come on, man.
We also have the lovely Chantal joining us. And Chantal, you're taking care of social media today. So anyone who has anything to say about these matches, especially during the matches, Chantal, they're going to send the comments your way.
Please say a lot of bad stuff to Chantal about Barcelona, please. I would love Sarah to hear lots for Barcelona. Sorry,
So
Chantal.
send me the best comments, and of course, I'll be picking the best ones to read. And you can send me how you feel about Clinton as well. I love those comments. I can have a good laugh.
Wow.
But
Is this some kind of counter-attack or something?
but yeah, thanks, Sarah. And yes, guys, please send me all the juicy comments.
Yes, guys, make sure to send her your prediction as well before the matches kick off so we can go through those as well. Before we get into today's matches, let's talk a little bit about yesterday.
No, please, let's not, please.
I think we just... I think we just have to.
God, I thought, why would you guys not just let all things? See, if you read the book of Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17, for those of us who are very religious, it said, all things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
But what goes around comes around.
No.
If Barcelona lose tonight, you're going to want to talk about it tomorrow on the show.
Absolutely right. No, yeah, you're right, yeah.
Declan Rice has never scored a free kick in his career before last night, and he scored two back-to-back screamers in 12 minutes. That's a little fun fact.
I mean, I still can't get over those free kicks.
He's never scored a free kick goal.
But hold on, though. You know the question I asked you guys yesterday that I feel like nobody gave me any kind of concrete answer? Has any player scored?
Not in the... sorry. So, yes, I looked into this. Not in the knockout stage of the Champions League. Potentially in the group stage in 2-1, but not also in that duration.
For me, I don't care what stage, even if it's in the Premier League or whatever. I just want to know if anybody scored 2 within that short period of time.
No. The answer is no.
Damn. So my man just.
But that was his first free kick goal too. The first one. Then he said, "Let's try again."
It was a fluke, yeah. And boom, he did it again.
Crazy. No,
Really. Rice.
It's incredible. It's really incredible.
I think I saw that stat. He was the first ever player to score 2 direct free kick goals in a knockout stage in the Champions League, but that's now 21 goals from set pieces for Arsenal this season.
I mean, listen, they've perfected it, and you got to give them credit for it. You have to. Clinton, what?
No, I'm sorry. This is supposed to go to Chantal, but I've just seen something, right? Somebody said Clinton used Ashmore's 20 euros to buy rice yesterday. Do you know what the crazy thing is? Do you know, I tell you guys, with my whole life, I would never lie, especially on camera, but this is exactly what happened. Sarah, listen, I don't know if I want to say I swear to God, but this is exactly what happened. I used his 20 euros. I went to a restaurant called Mandela, very close to the area where you reside. I used his money to buy rice. God, you know, I'm not lying to you. I was literally saying to the guy that sold it to me, I said, this money was because Declan Rice scored 2 beautiful goals yesterday, and I want to buy this Senegalese jollof rice. And that's exactly what I did. So whoever made that comment, I don't know if you are a prophet, but I say to you, you are very right. Alex, thank you, man. That was very nice rice I ate.
Well, you're welcome.
Thank you so
Mandela's
much.
Restaurant.
Let's do another one. Let's do another bet, man. Please.
Well, you guys could. Makes it interesting. Especially considering none of our booking codes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can afford to lose 20 euros a day for the rest of the week.
Yeah, fair enough. Clinton, now that it's sunk in a little bit more, Arsenal's 3-0 win. Do you have any questions for Ancelotti and maybe the way he lined up yesterday and thinking that maybe someone like Alaba going up against Bukayo Saka was not a good idea? Maybe starting a 39-year-old Modric against a healthy, very good midfield in the Premier League and Odegaard, Declan Rice, and
Thomas
Partey. Maybe wasn't the right decision. Do you think that some of this blame falls on Carlo Ancelotti?
See, that's a very difficult one. I don't know if I want to blame the coach or I want to blame the players here. Because these same players, we've seen them play. It's not like they've not performed. It's not like they've not done, what Real Madrid does. But, yesterday was just a proof that a good team had to show Madrid that they've not really been serious, especially in the second half of the season, in my opinion. The first half, they were actually literally worse, right? And then I think around January, February, felt like, okay, maybe things are beginning to click. There was something going on. And in the last, let's say, 4, 5, 6 games, it almost felt like there's something going on that I don't know if I should blame Ancelotti, right? Or I should blame the fact that this, because like I said, we saw Real Madrid play Real Sociedad, yeah? In the Copa del Rey, and we saw how poor, like literally it was call me or you flash me, I call you back. That was what these two teams were doing. We saw Real Madrid even play Leganés, like at some point. Like we've seen this almighty Real Madrid. Normally, you would think that, okay, when you look at our front four, they should be beating any kind of defense in Europe, in my opinion, on paper, right? But we've seen them struggle against little teams. Now, the question is, should we be blaming Ancelotti or should we? For me, it's not even about the defense, Sarah. Yeah? Yes, of course, they did make some awful fouls. That, in my opinion, they were just very uncalled for. And they just gave Declan Rice an opportunity to create history for himself. Yeah? But let's take away the fact that they were doing some kind of defensive errors and, the front fours were, especially Kylian Mbappe, not taking his chances. Yeah? Should we be blaming it on the fact that the coach, I don't know if this is on Ancelotti at this point. I think this is actually on the players rather than him. This is what I think, okay? Like I said, we've seen this play. It's not like the choice of players was wrong, in my opinion. It's just the fact that they just couldn't play a good team. Mm-hmm. We've seen them struggle against poor teams. So it wasn't about, it's on the players for me. We saw Kylian Mbappe. There are some opportunities that he would not think twice. My man would take it. This is Arsenal you're playing. This is not Leganés now. This is not Getafe. This is not Real Sociedad. This is Arsenal. They are currently second in the Premier League. That's unarguably the hardest league in the world. What are you thinking about? All of a sudden, I've seen Kylian Mbappe spark up a pitch. I've seen Kylian Mbappe not think. My man is taking shots from even outside the 18-yard box. Yesterday, it felt like I was even so hungry to see Hendrick rather than a Kylian Mbappe. My God. Listen, I don't think I'm putting this on Ancelotti. We've seen him win games, but also it might be that this is the time for him to go. He's done what he needs to do for the club.
All right. Well, Real Madrid have a lot of work to do next week at the Santiago Bernabeu. But now, joining us, a legend of the game here in Spain, England, and Italy. 305 matches for Valencia, 27 matches for Lazio, 49 matches for FC Barcelona, and 83 matches for Middlesbrough. A Copa del Rey champion, an Intertoto Cup champion, a Spanish Supercopa champion, Gaizka Mendieta. Gaizka, welcome along to the Sporty Show. It's a pleasure to have you join us today.
Hello, thank you for having me. Great
How
having me.
are you? Are you excited for the matches this evening?
I am. Champions League never disappoints, right? So looking forward to the next 2 games tonight.
I'm sure. Well, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Let's talk a little bit about your time with La Liga. We know now after playing football, you're still very much involved in the sport and you're a La Liga ambassador. How's that been?
It's been amazing and really exciting as well. We've been working on this ambassador role for quite a few years now, maybe 9 years. And it's amazing to work for an organization like from La Liga in the way understanding and expansion of La Liga since the early days when the broadcasting became more international rather than national, and how amazing I see how people are following La Liga, like in every corner of the world that we travel, either it's for present any new broadcaster or new sponsors, new academies, the power of La Liga and its football players still very much lives on the memories on the fans, and the fans keep growing and growing and growing. So fantastic opportunity to get to know many of these fans and many of these people that follow La Liga every weekend, every match.
Absolutely. And speaking of La Liga, there is a pretty big match this weekend here in Madrid, and it's actually on Sporty TV as well, gentlemen. Barcelona are here at Butarque taking on Leganés. You have a team at the top of the table, a team trying to stay out of relegation. What do you expect for this match this weekend on Saturday?
Well, I'm expecting a big fight from Leganés, which, to be honest, is a team that is been playing very nice football, quite decent football, very attacking football. Unfortunately for them, not having so many players on the goal score sheet most weekends, but in terms of production, I think they probably deserve and feel that they deserve more points than they actually have. Luckily for them, it's a pretty tight fight at the bottom, so a lot to be said yet. And Barca, as we all know, looking for fighting or at least challenging that first position between them, Real Madrid. We might all agree that Atletico Madrid is a bit of part of that fight right now, but it's still very much alive between Real Madrid and Barca, with so many, La Copa as well, the final, also the Champions League, semi-finals playing on. So a lot of, let's say, distractions for these two teams in order to become La Liga champions.
Guys, you look at the bottom of the table and you talk about Leganés and their production, their perhaps luck that they haven't had this season. Do you expect them to stay up this season?
When we look at the way that we're playing, with the way they've been adjusting to the players they're missing, like Rava in midfielder, with Enoyon has not been there, with Cisse has not been there, Tapia has not been there. So I think always Borja is managing to really put a competitive team out there. Okay, it's not a team that it will win, but they beat Atletico Madrid. We've seen there the game against Atletico Madrid. They drew against Athletic Bilbao. They really put difficulty against big teams. Somehow they become, and they are obviously more motivated, but I think also the type of football they play, it kind of adapt to the way the things they want to do on match day.
Guys, in terms of Leganés, whether they stand a chance or not against Barcelona, I have to ask you how Barcelona will do. And I know you hold maybe a bit of a bias here, being a former player of Barcelona, but can Barcelona win La Liga this year? Do you see it happening?
I believe so. Well, if we look how Barca has been playing the whole season, I think it's quite incredible how they've been so consistent throughout. I think it was only November, December that had a small dip there, but they quickly became that team that they got the ball back very fast, the pressure, the high intensity games, not feeling much who is playing or not, whether if it's Gavi, Fermin, maybe Pedro is different, of course, or for Rafinha. But even when Lewandowski has not been there, the team with Ferran scoring so many goals, best personal mark this season so far. So I think Lamine Yamal, of course, the number of players on the bench, they've really put the level and have keep the level up for this team. So looking at that, Madrid has been up and down throughout the season. Atletico Madrid, like I said, is probably out of the race right now. So I would say, trying to be not very biased and very La Liga ambassador here, it looks like the Barca is probably the most consistent candidate.
Right, guys, how did you find the Champions League game last night? Obviously, especially Real Madrid and Arsenal.
I was listening to things that you were saying earlier, and I think most people we see like Real Madrid this season has not been great. They've not been playing very well. They've not been consistent. Also had a lot of issues in defense because of a lot of injuries, a lot of gunpowder up front. Mbappe, Vinicius, but Vinicius not being very regular in terms of goals, especially. Bellingham playing different positions. Rodrigo in and out. So I think it's not been a consistent team. And then one day you face Arsenal, which I think is quite the opposite. It's a team that is really well worked, tactically fantastic team, one of the best teams we probably see in the Champions League and in the Premier League. Maybe not having the stars that Real Madrid might have, but if they can punish you like they did yesterday, whether it is set pieces or throughout the match, they will do it. Because they don't drop below 7, 8. They're always really good team. And I think that's what they did. Of course, an excellent Declan Rice with the set pieces. We all knew Arsenal is very good on set pieces, not especially on free kicks. But when you have that ability and you have that quality, sometimes on the good days and the days that you have to show up, it does. And that's what Declan Rice did yesterday. And of course, Merino. Nobody expects Merino to be a striker. I think he's becoming like one goal every game. He's playing as a striker. Again, stepping up and really bringing to the team something that nobody else was doing.
Now, guys, I mean, I'm a very big Real Madrid fan, and it is my hope that what happened to Real Madrid yesterday will be happening to Barcelona tonight. But I want to put it to you, though. What are the chances, or what do you think are the chances of Barcelona winning tonight?
I think they have big chances playing at home, especially. I mean, second leg or first leg would have been in Dortmund would have been different. But my argument with Barca is, as I mentioned earlier, towards La Liga, is towards Champions League. It's a very consistent team, independently who is playing on in terms of names. Yeah, there is like 3 or 4 names that really bring Barca to a next level. But when other players are playing there, the team is not really resenting. So I think Barca is favorite to win today's game, the semi-finals, and is favorite for me to be in the final. Then finals is a different conversation. But at this moment in time, Barca favorites to La Liga and to Champions League.
Do you like that answer, Clinton?
Right, very disappointed in that answer, but let's see what happens.
Guys, you see what I have to put up with here? I'm a culé myself.
sorry,
And you know
I'm sorry
these Madridistas. This is always focusing on the downfall of Barcelona. But let's stick with Barcelona.
Well, to be fair on them, there's some great history for Madrid in the Champions League, so we have to give them that.
Thank you.
Of course we have to give them that.
Now we are best friends, guys.
Of course we have to give them that. But I think they need to focus on their 3-0 loss yesterday. Instead of focusing on Barcelona and Dortmund, every game is important. You know, get to the final, and then they maybe will meet each other. But there are many games until then.
Guys, yesterday's past. We're focusing on today for now, yeah? Let's focus on the loss today.
Well, yesterday's water under the bridge. Let's focus on today's.
Yes, thank you.
So let's talk about Barcelona then. You obviously had a good season there. You scored some goals. Does any goal stick out for you specifically when you look back at your time at Barca?
For my times, it was amazing. Obviously, it wasn't a great season at Barca when I was there, unfortunately for us. But it's always great to be part of one of the biggest teams in the world. We've seen some images there with Valencia, as well with the Champions League. The two finals, unfortunately, not making it and winning any of those. But I think it was very remarkable for a club like Valencia to reach that. In terms of Barca, yes, it wasn't again. I think it was a transition period where it got me at the club, but still I have great memories in that season, being part again of a club like Barcelona with fantastic teammates. And after my time in Italy, especially, it was a joyful time in my career.
I love to hear that. Sorry.
Now, I mean, guys, with all due respect, I'm just looking at the highlights of what you did back in the days, and I'm not going to say I don't know.
It's not a PlayStation. No, PlayStation.
No, guys, the truth is, I'm not extremely impressed. You know, I feel like I'm, I think I'm better than this, and you will bear me witness.
Stop.
This is,
Guys, I have to apologize. This is KlintonCod. He thinks he's better than Messi, Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappé.
Okay. I'm looking forward to see his highlights. Where can I find them?
No, I'm going to send you a link.
Shall I go on Google and check it out?
Send us the link.
Sorry?
Shall I go on YouTube or somewhere to
No,
find your
no,
highlights?
it's not on YouTube just yet.
It
but
doesn't exist anywhere.
No, I will send it to you privately, so you see.
Okay, please do.
Okay, I will be doing it.
Well, guys, I'm hearing that you're actually going to be with us at Butarque on Saturday for Leganés in Barcelona. Clinton, why don't we put it to the test? Take on a real pro.
Go.
Right. Okay. Guys,
wait.
This challenge.
You need some time to think about it. Don't worry.
No, see, that's what I'm trying to explain. No, wait, I'm not stuttering. Guys, this is what I'm trying to explain, right? I am happy to take on
Yes.
this challenge with you. So, because fact is,
Okay.
I know how many players who have made it professionally that I am miles ahead of, even if I've not made it professionally. So,
I'm excited.
He's not worried.
oh, okay. So you are taking on the challenge
No,
on Saturday at the Botake.
Yes.
We are
Will
doing
I get your highlights before then, or just
Guys, you don't need it.
I know.
I promise you I'm sending it to you. And then maybe that will put
Okay.
some level of fear against Saturday. Let's do it.
Looking forward to the highlights then.
Thank you.
All
then
guys,
Saturday, obviously.
You've heard it here on the Sporty Show. Legend of the game, Gaitka Mendieta, taking on our very own KlintonCod at Leganés versus Barcelona this weekend, Saturday at Butarque. So you guys can see it with your own eyes, because Alex and I also need to see it with our own eyes. Clinton has come around and said, I can beat all of these professional footballers. Well, guess what? We're putting it to the test this weekend.
On Saturday.
Please do us all a favour, guys, and show them that you're far better than us.
I try my best.
Brilliant. All right, well, I can't wait. It makes everything much more exciting. Gaitka, thank you so much for joining us today, and we really look forward to seeing you at Butarque on Saturday ahead of Leganés in Barcelona.
Thank you. Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Start training, Clinton.
Easy job for me, man. Easy job.
Wow, guys, we've actually done it. We're going to get Clinton to play against a former footballer in some sort of challenge during, I guess, halftime it would be. But no, like, Alex, this is for me and you.
I hope Chantel's just seen the comment that's come up on the screen right
Let's go to Chantel. Let's go to Chantel and see what the people are saying.
So do you guys want me to start with that comment first?
Yes, please.
Wait, I want to hear what this comment is all about.
Clinton, they're saying that you basically don't stand no chance. Clinton wouldn't even get to the sorry, you the all-out reserve team.
Oh, God.
Wow.
That's shocking.
Wow. Wow.
But apart from Clinton getting dragged as always, we have a few comments about yesterday's match. Eric says Vinny Jr. has been poor for a couple games now, yet Ancelotti cannot bench him. He always seems to take Rodrigo off. We need a decisive coach, not a father coach. His time is up. And we have a few predictions. Ibrahim says PSG 3, Aston Villa 1. Luke says we all know that the UCL title is going to PSG. Elizabeth says that I want Barca to win tonight, and she's a Madrid fan. And Philip says Barcelona is going to win tonight by 3 goals.
Okay, well, let's get everyone to keep sending their predictions to Chantal. And we also have a poll going on who's going to win the challenge, Mendieta or KlintonCod. So, Chantal, we'll check back with you in a little to see where that poll is standing, because I can't wait to hear that.
I know. I love the fact that a lot of people don't seem to believe in me. You know, they don't know how
Funny
much
that, isn't it?
No. But
There's no career footage whatsoever.
No, there are. They have just not been uploaded on social media. They've not gotten on YouTube. But there are so many clips. Listen, you need to see my goals. Oh my God! And you know something we even forgot to even tell Mendieta, right? Is the fact that I'm going to be training tomorrow or next tomorrow. I don't know which day it is, but I'm going to be training with the Leganés players. They are going to be training me against this challenge I have with Mendieta now.
Okay. Leganés, your new team,
So now, could you imagine me getting trained by the guys who are currently playing, and then I'm not going to do a challenge?
Yeah, well, you need it.
I can't.
No, you know the funny thing, I actually don't need it.
No.
I don't need it, but I'm just trying to be humble here, right?
Well, the only thing he needs is time to create his goals with AI. So say, look at this guy's stuff, these highlights.
Don't worry, when I go see something,
Well, I hope training goes well.
it will go well.
Yeah, that's lovely.
It will
Training
go.
with the Leganés
Guys,
squad.
please make sure you keep an eye on our spaces, Sporty TV social media, right? I want you guys to follow this journey, because I know some of you might think it's a joke. This is no joke. On Saturday, myself and the legend, Gaitka Mendieta, we are going head to head. Head to head. You see, this is going to be the first footage that's going live on YouTube. Because you guys have been complaining, oh, Clinton, where's your... What team did you play for? Blah, blah, blah. You will be seeing something in the La Liga. Mendieta, you are done. You are done. Jesus Christ, man. I can't imagine. Saturday will soon come.
Saturday will soon come. All right, shall we talk about today's games, Clinton? Because I know you don't want to talk about yesterday's games.
Let's talk about today's game.
Yep. Imagine she says no. All right, let's start off Barcelona at home, Alex, at home. Yesterday, we went around saying it was in Dortmund. We got ourselves confused. I think we were all taken aback by the chaos of yesterday's games. But Barcelona at home to Borussia Dortmund. Let's go through the lineups. Gentlemen, it will be Szczesny, Kubarsi, who is also in the lineup, serving his red card ban in the second leg against Benfica. That was a mistake of mine. So Kubarsi, Inigo Martinez alongside Balde and Koundé. Pedri, Fermin, and Frankie de Jong up front. The three that we all know, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, and Rafinha. Meanwhile, Borussia Dortmund, Kobel in between the sticks. Anton, Benespeni, Nemecha, Girassi, who has been outstanding for them. Julian Brandt, Chukwuemeka, Emre Can is the captain, Ryerson, Karim Adeyemi, Sam. And Jamie Gittins getting on the board there for Borussia Dortmund. Alex, let's start with you in this one. Does it change your thoughts of how this game is going to go, knowing now that this match is actually not at the Signal Iduna?
I mean, whatever I said yesterday, it's
Football?
still valid next week when they play at the Signal Iduna.
How about today?
Today, I think it might be a little bit of a different story. I think given how well Barcelona have been playing in the last couple of months, especially in 2025, we look at their... not just the manners, not just the victories, but the manner of their victories and the teams that they've beaten. It's been really impressive. And at home, I think it'll be a really tough battle for Borussia Dortmund. And we've seen how poor Borussia Dortmund as well have been this season, both in the league and the Champions League. And I think as well, the experience that Hansi Flick has in this competition and the ability that the way he's built this Barcelona team has been really impressive. So, yeah, I think it'll be a difficult night for Borussia Dortmund and Niko Kovac.
And the odds don't favour Dortmund in that in the last 5 meetings against Barcelona, they've not won. Hansi Flick himself as a manager with Barcelona and Bayern Munich has a perfect record against Dortmund. 6 matches, 6 wins. And of 20 trips to Spain in European competition, Dortmund have only won 3. Now, I know sometimes we look at those stats and they're taken from years and years ago. So it does change because we know the likes of Serhei Guirassy. Clinton, he's had 10 goals in 12 matches. Rafinha, 11 and 10. They're right there with one another. Top scorers in this competition. And he scored 2 goals against Barcelona when these two played in the group stage, if you all remember, way back in November. Barcelona did win that game, but it was Serhei Guirassy. Do you expect him to be the main man again for Dortmund, and will he get on the board this evening?
No, absolutely. You see, he's somebody I kind of like put all my trust in. As a matter of fact, if I was going to create a bet right now and putting him as a scorer, that's to tell you how much, how much faith I have in him. But then again, I also have faith in my Nigerian brother, Karim Adeyemi. This is a guy whom we've seen he's...
Hey.
I knew you were going to do that, and I was just waiting for that handshake, man. But, yeah. My boy, Sam Adeyemi.
Oh, no.
After you've done so well.
Now, honestly, Sarah, there are 2 guys there whom, in all honesty, I can't wait for them to see them put up a fight against Barcelona. Just the same way you have a Rafinha and a Lamine Yamal, obviously Lewandowski, who's been there, who's showed himself, different teams, both club, country. When you look at that Borussia team, Adeyemi, I know sometimes he can switch off, right? And you feel like, hang on, now, there's a talent in this guy that we seem not to be seeing in this game. But when he decides to want to show you, when you talk about his pace, when you talk about how much his shots can go straight to it, like, it feels like, there's some kind of gunpowder in his boots. That means the speed is like 200 miles an hour, right? He can be very dangerous, okay? And, yeah, this team, they've not been the best so far this season, right? They're not really the Borussia Dortmund we used to know them for, right? But you know what the Champions League is all about? You never know what to expect. For example, we saw Arsenal yesterday. Yes, of course, Arsenal, they've had history with Real Madrid, blah, blah. But yesterday was a kind of different. It wasn't even the Arsenal we've seen in the Premier League. Playing a Real Madrid to a point where, I'm sorry, I'm bringing Real Madrid again. I know I shouldn't be because obviously I'm a supporter of Real Madrid, but I should have forgotten about that story. But I'm just using it as, I'm using it as a reference here. You could see that. Some of the things you would not expect tend to be happening. We saw Celtic and Bayern Munich as well. Like, we were literally saying, hang on, what is going on? Yesterday, again, we saw, of course, we expected Inter to do the job last night, and they did do it, especially for a poor Bayern, right? I feel like if any team decides to sleep, right, you're gone.
Sure.
And if there is any team within these two tonight that decides to sleep, and if he happens to be this Dortmund, Barcelona will finish them proper. If Barcelona decides to say they want to sleep, look at these two players. Look at Guy Racing, you've just mentioned. Look at how much goals he seems to be scoring. Then Barcelona, they are done. I feel like what's going to be happening tonight is both teams going proper head-to-head, waiting for one to sleep. Anyone that sleeps, the other one takes proper advantage. And when it happens, they go in proper like last night.
Well, let's head over to Accra and get the opinion of Kelvin Owusu joining us from Sporty FN, friend to the show, obviously, and look at what he's wearing.
Please don't try this. Listen, please don't try. Don't try this next time, please. I beg.
Hey, you know what? He's got a sports
Clinton,
team.
how are you?
I'm not fine. Don't ask me. Don't even ask me how's my family too. Just next time, please.
You are my brother now.
No, who is your brother? Are you okay? Come on. You are my enemy, man. Wearing Arsenal shirts. You didn't even come with rice at least to bribe me. You just came empty-handed. At least yesterday they gave us rice. Today, what are you giving me?
After you ran out of steam with the rice you ate last night, you want rice again?
I want rice again. No, please, I don't. Okay, no, I want rice tonight because I don't have any business with whatever rice does. But next week, please, next week Wednesday.
All right,
just
send me your location. I'll serve you rice.
Okay, no problem. Send me your location.
Kelvin on a high, obviously.
Yeah.
I'll ask you quickly, though, how are you feeling about Arsenal's win yesterday? And then we'll get back into Barcelona and Dortmund.
Well, I'm only savoring in the moment because it's playing a magical club like Real Madrid who can turn things around at every point in time. You can only revel in the glory you have. And last night, total, absolute fantastic performance. And for Ghanaians, what we saw from Thomas Partey was just phenomenal against some of the world's best players. He stood high and made sure that his team won. So you're only savoring in that moment to wait for what happens next week because just like I've always said, Real Madrid live for the Champions League. The Champions League is theirs. And any magic that can be caused by them, you shouldn't be surprised by it. So Arsenal fans can only enjoy at this moment and wait for what will happen next week.
It's the double whammy of Arsenal winning and the fact that Thomas Partey, the Ghanaian, was also, if it wasn't for Declan Rice, obviously the man of the match. And I think maybe that's what's the salt in the wound for Clinton right now.
No, absolutely. No, anything concerning Ghana, Rice, Partey, or even... do you know that yesterday, they were even inviting me for a party yesterday because of what he did. I didn't want to attend it. And I feel, see, all of you should just get out, man. All of you get out.
You should,
have
gone to eat.
Huh? No. Right now, I don't like Ghanaians. Ghanaians are not our brothers.
All right, Calvin, let's go back to Barcelona and Dortmund in this one. How do you see this one playing out? We know, obviously, Rafinha was rested over the weekend. Lamine Yamal and Lewandowski didn't play full matches, so not, playing full minutes, getting some rest, which is, right now something footballers so desperately need. And then Clinton, obviously, giving a lot of kudos to Adeyemi and Serhei Guirassy, who has been brilliant in this tournament. But this match is at home in Barcelona. How do you see this one swaying?
Well, you'd want to see the African brothers, Adeyemi, Serhei Guirassy, getting, a very good love this evening. But you ask questions, have Dortmund been able to solve their issues? That is defensively. The team is too porous. They are not compact as enough. And looking at what Barcelona, have been doing in the last couple of games and weeks, they are very much devastating when they want to be. They can score at every point in time in the game. and you look at the forwards, Robert Lewandowski, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, even Femi Lopez, and even Ferran Torres, who has started finding his scoring boots, it gets difficult for you to even have that conviction that Dortmund can probably stand them for an entire 90 minutes without conceding. And let's not forget, they are playing, an unconventional player in that central defense, Emre Can playing with Anton. And you look at these two players, how would they be able to contend with Robert Lewandowski? Many will say he hasn't really been the highlight of the Barca team, but he has actually carried them on the season, aside what Yamal and then Rafinha are doing. I don't see how Niko Kovac can get his team to work to click as a unit. Like Barca have corrected a number of their flaws, all because the highlight that they used to play just on the halfway line, now they've retreated a bit. So, in as much as you'd want to hit them on the break, to hit them, across field, they have a goalkeeper who's become more like a libero for them, who sweeps every point in time when the defense gets, caught by long balls in Wojciech Szczesny. Barca stand a better chance for me, and how ruthless that they are when it comes to the attacking unit tells me this game will be difficult for Borussia Dortmund to survive. They may score, but they would concede a lot, and I trust that Barcelona and Hansi Flick will just get rid of this team in the first leg, even before they make that trip to Germany.
Yeah, I think saying Lewandowski not shining for Barcelona, I don't know who's saying that, Calvin, but that's a little crazy. 25 goals this season in La Liga, leading the Pichichi right now as it stands. Clinton, he's going to play against a team that he knows very well in Borussia Dortmund. And we talked a little bit about this yesterday, but Hansi Flick is coaching against Dortmund, obviously a team he knows very well, a league he knows very well. And I think this is what gives the edge to Barcelona. You can say what you want about Barcelona, like we said. Rafinha, been great. Lamine Yamal, we know what he's capable of. Lewandowski, it's at home. They haven't lost yet in 2025. Then you look at Dortmund. This is the only thing they have left to fight for. Guirassy and Adeyemi, great players, done unbelievably well in the Champions League. But I think it comes down to tactics. And I think the fact that Hansi Flick knows this team, knows this league, does that not give Barcelona that advantage, that mental maybe advantage?
Absolutely. I was just literally going to mention that. You see, when you see mental, I think that's where everything changes. Because when it comes to the physical playing, I don't think it changes that much. Because, Barcelona just has to be Barcelona to win games. Like, we see how brilliant the players are already. You just mentioned them. Just that front three alone. The Rafinha, the Lamine Yamal, the Lewandowski, whom, in my opinion, I think is, considering his age, I think the fact that he's still in that conversation of highest goal scorers in the world right now, I think is something that you need to give him a lot of credit for, because
Aged like a fine wine.
Yeah, no, absolutely, facts. I'm
just about to say that.
No, of course. I mean, that's. You see, people like us, we are blessed. We're good players. This is what happens to us.
No, we said
not you.
Oh.
Do you think we said like?
That's right.
The head down, oh, that was sad.
You guys are not nice. I think I need that sound. That background music now, that sad one.
The violin.
Yeah, the violin. You guys are really doing too much on me in this show. If you guys hear that Clinton is not going on this show, just know it's because these two. And when
it's because you beat guys come in the
No. That one, God knows that Mendieta is a very small thing for me. On Saturday it comes, but and I'm actually happy looking at the polls. Quite a few people believe in me. You see, it's not by old glory; it's by present glory. But coming back to Barcelona, I think the most important thing here is going to be the mental aspect of things, and if they're able to just know that this Dortmund, they are just almost like a normal team. We've seen Barcelona treat teams that, in my opinion, are way even doing better than Dortmund currently. I don't think they should be looking at this as much of an issue. If they're able to play like the Barcelona we know, especially how they've been able to dismantle, like a Real Madrid, twice this season, I don't think this should be much of an issue for them. But yeah, now, Sarah, just to answer your question, I don't think it's too much of a work for Barcelona today.
Well, let's see. We know it's Champions League, and when, like Clinton said, we know what happened yesterday. Anything is possible. Alex Ashmore, can you give me a scoreline prediction for this one?
I'm going to go 2-1 Barcelona.
2-1 Barcelona. Kelvin, what do you reckon?
I go 3-1 Barcelona.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm going to change it. 3-1 Barcelona.
KlintonCod,
I'm going to 1 Dortmund.
2-1 Dortmund.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, I just wanted to I don't want to go. I don't like following the crowd.
You don't want peace.
I want problem.
Yeah.
No, but from the scoreline I gave, I don't think that's problem though. That's like a normal. If I wanted problem, I would have said 4-1 to Dortmund.
No, I
That's
think if Dortmund wins tonight, I think that's a massive shock.
it's a shock
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah.
But then again, you got to understand that there's obviously a return leg. I think where the problem tend to begin is the return legs.
100%.
Right now, I feel
If
like
this was one game,
yeah.
throw a penny in the air, it could be
exactly.
anyone. But that's why do you think people still think Madrid have a chance?
Exactly, but
You know what I mean?
that Madrid one, I just think there's no. I'm sorry to say, fam, I don't think there's chance.
It's not the night. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yes,
Well,
please.
tomorrow we can talk about it more. I'm going 3-1 to Barcelona as well. That just happened to be my prediction. But the three of us are obviously on the same page. Let's move along to the other game that we have in hand. Paris Saint-Germain hosting Aston Villa. I'll go through the lineups and then we can talk about this match that has so many storylines in it. We spoke about some yesterday, but Alex, I dug up some more. So starting off for Aston Villa, let's go for the away team. It's Dibu Martinez, no shock there. We have Matty Cash, Konza, Pau Torres, and Lucas Dean. John McGinn, Kamara, Yuri Tielemans, Ramsey, Rogers, and yes, Clinton's boy Marcus Rashford getting the start for Aston Villa. Are you shocked or are you just happy for
I am not
the
shocked,
boy?
man. I'm not shocked. I pretty much know his quality and what he's been doing in Aston Villa since leaving Manchester United. It's not really been too bad. To be honest, all the players have left United to go play in different clubs. I think they've been doing pretty well. And seeing him start for Aston Villa, he's definitely that player. Like I'm telling you for free.
He's him? He's Declan Rice?
Yeah. No, Rashford is him.
Yeah, Declan Rice.
Huh?
Because Declan Rice is him.
Yeah.
Why are we bringing him?
Calvin's like, Calvin's, yeah, in the back.
Like what fans? Like what?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me go through PSG's lineup really quick. PSG, Donnarumma, a back four of Hakimi, Beraldo, Pacho, and Nuno Mendes, João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz, and up front, Desiree Doué, Ousmane Dembele, and Clinton, say his name. Say his name.
Sorry?
Kvicha?
Kvaratskhelia.
Squirrels. Kvaratskhelia. All right, guys, I just want to tell you about the storylines in this one because yesterday we spoke about Alex, the fact that it's going to be the two Spanish managers going head-to-head. Asensio returning to his parent club. Obviously, we know that. But this one has even more because let me take you back to one of the greatest days in football. The remontada of Barcelona. Now, no one forgets this day. Who was the coach for Barcelona, Alex, at the time?
Luis Enrique?
And who was the coach for PSG?
Oof. Was it Unai Emery?
Unai Emery. Lest we forget. Yes, I even forgot. Genuinely. Unai Emery has only won 2 of the 10 matches that he has gone up against Luis Enrique. So the pressure is obviously on. We know PSG coming off of a high, beating Liverpool the way they did. We know that they've won Liga. Calvin, they don't even have a match this weekend. Mm-hmm. Is it the fact that they've banked the Liga, they've won the trophy, they do not need to worry about that anymore. Alex Clinton and I spoke about this yesterday. But the fact that they don't even have a match this weekend, how much does that favor PSG?
Well, it does give them a lot of time and a lot of attention, lots of focus on this game. The players can have fresh legs for this game because if you look at how this Aston Villa team has been set up, very well knit. They play the entire 90 minutes vigorously. When Matikash goes off, it's Ian Matson coming on. In midfield, if Boubacar Kamara goes off, it's Amadou Onana coming on. If the Asensio comes on, as Marcus Rashford going off, there's Oli Watkins coming on to replace any of the other forwards who goes off, Jacob Ramsey or any other player who plays there. So a lot of intensity, a lot of aggression. Is going to be greater than what they even saw against Liverpool because this is a team that thrives a lot more on strength and power in Morgan Rogers, who has the ability to break the blocks. So the midfield that played against Liverpool is going to have lots of work to do than they did. against Liverpool in that, round of 16 game that they played. So I think it's been good enough to have enough strength, enough steam and power for this game. But the question would remain how well knit this Aston Villa team is. You don't plug the peg on one player and the rest of the team begins to malfunction. It's not like the Liverpool team. You put the pegs on Gravenberch, you put the pegs on Mohamed Salah, and the team starts to be in disarray. This team has every single player, contributing heads bet to ensuring their success. And that is why I think that PSG and Luis Enrique would have lots of questions to answer this evening. But the help of that extra rest is going to be positive for them. And I think I should just chip this one in. We've been talking about all the dynamics and then, all the history going into this game. Let's not forget that Dibu Martinez also has history with the French people, all because of the World Cup and consistently how he decides to taunt them. Yeah, he went to Paris with, that cup that had all the 3 trophies of Argentina that they've won in the last couple of years, on top of the Eiffel Tower with Paris. So it means that he's trying to tell them that I am still greater than the entire France nation. So, the PSG Ultras are actually unhappy with it, and they've told their players, if you want us to be happy, just get this win for us. So there's extra motivation, an extra fight in this game for the 2 teams involved. And I think that we are going to have a better watch than we even had yesterday in that Arsenal-Real Madrid game.
Yeah, adding fuel to the fire, eh? Alex, let me add a little bit more fuel to the fire, because I know you're backing, we asked for the predictions yesterday of who's going through in the quarterfinals. You said Aston Villa, Nuno Mendes, João Neves, Bradley Barcola, and Ousmane Dembele didn't even play against Angers over the weekend. Full rest for 4 starters in tonight's match. Now, one credit I will give to Aston Villa, we see that Asensio is starting on the bench. Obviously, that's a big tactical change around the 65th where you bring on that former player. Asensio so far has contributed 8 goals in 11 appearances for Aston Villa. So we talk about the likes of Marcus Rashford, who obviously has gained enough trust from Unai Emery that he's getting the start in a Champions League quarterfinal away match. But Asensio is like that back pocket, all right, just in case.
Yeah, I mean, the ability he's got on the ball, how well he's done at Villa since he's arrived. PSG will know him, obviously, having played with him and watched him and trained with him, but he has that magic. We talk about Jamal Musiala having that ability on the ball to change games in an instant, and Marcos Asensio has that as well. We've seen him with Real Madrid, we've seen him with PSG, and now at Aston Villa. He's such a capable player on the ball, and Aston Villa are really lucky to have him, as I think he's been a great addition to their squad. And the players that they've brought in, not just in the summer but in January, I really think they've done some smart business bringing in Marco Asensio. And I think going forward, if they can keep him in the summer, that'll be signing of the year, I think, for me.
Yeah, one of them for sure. Clinton, you have kind of added PSG to your roster of teams that you support, and you were advocating for the way they were playing football, obviously against Liverpool. But I think a lot of people maybe assume PSG, we're only focusing on them now because of the way they beat Liverpool. But let's not forget that PSG have only lost 1 match in 2020. We talk about Barcelona's unbeaten 2025 record. PSG only has 1 loss, which is still outstanding. And that was to Liverpool when we saw Harvey Elliott score in the last minute there. This team has shown that under Luis Enrique, with the likes of all these superstars, they've really blended. It's a young team, and it's a team that seems to only be getting better and better. Sorry. Does Aston Villa stand a chance tonight for you at the Parc des Princes?
No, of course. I mean, in my opinion, I think there's no team that does not stand a chance in this Champions League when you look at how much they've played. When you look at the teams that have lost, apart from Real Madrid, most of them, especially...
Bayern Munich stand a chance?
Definitely not. Definitely not. I don't see Bayern Munich going anywhere for this one. I think this is... and I just hope that Vincent Kompany does keep his job after this campaign. I don't think he's the guy that should be managing a team that wants to compete in this high level. You know, like I said, when you look at our Bundesliga, without a coach, we see Bayern Munich being able to put some kind of win together. Especially, there's only 1 or 2 teams there that would, pose as threats to them, and it's always Bayer Leverkusen, whom, in my opinion, have also not been the best, both in their league and even in the Champions League as well. Look at how much they fell off, So coming back to this part for this game that we have tonight, PSG versus Aston Villa. Aston Villa, yes, of course, they may not have that consistency in terms of their winning capabilities. However, this is the Champions League again. The fact that they've been able to carry themselves up to this point is quite surprising in my opinion. I think they've done quite well, considering what they do in the Premier League. In the Champions League, I think they've even gone further. I'm happy to obviously see Rashford being the point man, especially knowing, they have a Marco Asensio. You've mentioned him being a super sub somewhere for use at any points during the game. So, in all honesty, I think any team between these two are or can go, head to head. Like, this is a very tough game, right? The only reason why, forget about what happens in French League 1 for PSG. PSG would always win. PSG is like Bayern to me, yeah, in their individual leagues. However, of course, PSG is still like even on another level because there's no any other team you can say you can go head to head with them. It's literally just PSG. However, listen, we are judging PSG based off on just that Liverpool performance, both home and away, right? We don't know what's going to happen with with this Aston Villa. Home, they will look back at that Liverpool performance and think, okay, what lessons are we to learn from what we've seen in that game? Where did Liverpool go wrong that we can make stronger in our team? This is what I believe Unai Emery will be thinking now. What was PSG doing that meant Liverpool, who are the best team in the Premier League, struggled against them to the point where they fell off the Champions League. And in my opinion, Unai Emery is an experienced coach.
Is it crazy to say that for PSG, this is going to be harder than facing Liverpool?
Listen, I have a very strong feeling.
Okay, Unai Emery and his experience in Europe.
Yes.
But also Aston Villa and just kind of I don't know how to explain it, but the way they're gutsy.
I know. No, Sarah, I'm thinking about what you're thinking, I swear. Like, I'm thinking towards where your mental state is going towards
Where
this
my
game.
mental state.
Yeah, no, honestly.
It's gone.
I feel like this is going to be very different from Liverpool. because truth is, the Champions League and the Premier League would always be different, right? And we've seen teams perform excellently well. I mean, we've just seen Real Madrid. No matter how bad it is. Sorry.
I don't want to talk about
it. No. But I'm sorry. I have to just say one or two. But when you look at Real Madrid, they might have the craziest rubbish performances, and somehow they'll still find some kind of tricky win, maybe at the dying minute or some kind of sub from Endrick, or like something happens. But they've gone to the Champions League against an Arsenal. There was no chance for that. They didn't even score a goal. It was literally clean sheets. So this one, Sarah, I think it's going to be, it might not be the same for PSG, but I want PSG to go forward.
All right, well, let's go through our booking codes quickly because yesterday we weren't on our game maybe. So let's try again today. If we can pull up my booking code for the evening. I've gone for both matches here, a little combined bet, if you will. I've gone for goal scorers as well because I'm trying to add a little spice. So I've gone for in Barcelona and Dortmund, both teams to score, and Rafinha to get on the board in this one. He's been quiet, he's due, and he's been the man in the Champions League, so I expect him to perform. Meanwhile, PSG and Aston Villa, over 2.5 goals in this one, and who's it going to be? Ousmane Dembele. 7 goals in 6 matches. He's trying to make his name in contention for the Ballon d'Or. And he's been only getting better and better in 25. So if someone's going to do it, it's going to be him. Clinton, let's move on to your booking code, if we can, please and thank you.
Clinton, do you have a booking code for tonight?
Oh, you know what? And that's my mistake, and I own that. And that was on me. Sorry. No, Clinton was a little too busy for a booking code today, but don't worry, Alex Ashmore has got you here. Alex, talk to me.
I do. I've gone a little bit safe today, on the contrary to my previous weeks. I've gone for over 2.5 goals in the Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund game. I've gone for both teams to score in that game as well.
Yep.
I've gone for under 3.5 goals in the PSG Aston Villa game and both teams to score in Paris tonight.
Okay, under. Interesting. Calvin, before we let you go, can I ask you for a scoreline prediction for Aston Villa and PSG, please?
Well, 2-1 win for PSG. 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-1. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we'll see what happens. But we hope that you enjoy the matches. We hope that you enjoy, the rest of your week until Wednesday as much as you can.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
I'm
will
sure you'll-
enjoy it. Lots of rice to eat, and Declan wine to
Get
drink.
out of here, bruv. Get out of that show, bruv. Go to Sporty
see
FM.
you soon.
Live Sporty Show.
See you soon, bro.
No, I'm not seeing you, man. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Calvin.
Hasta no logo.
No,
No hasta luego.
no, hasta luego. All right, Calvin Owusu from Sporty FM.
Hasta nunca.
See you never. There you go. You got that one.
What are you saying? It sounds
Go
gibberish
on.
to me.
Don't worry, go and ask Rice.
All right, have a good time, guys.
Thank you, man. See you soon.
All right, before we jump to Chantal, guys, scoreline prediction from the two of you. Ashmore
Actually, I'm going 2-1 for PSG.
as well.
Yeah.
Same as Calvin. Perfect.
2-1.
PSG?
Yeah.
Should I just say 2-1 PSG?
Please don't.
No, I think it's going to be
3-1.
3-2. Come on.
Wow.
Come on, a last-minute screamer from Molly Watkins.
Wow.
Maybe. All right, Chantal, it's been a minute. The matches are about to kick off here at the Montjuic and at the Parc des Princes, but let's jump in and tell us what's going on socials.
Now I'm going to start off, I have a whole section called Clinton comments because there
Wow.
were a few.
Wow.
So George says to the challenge, Clinton, you will cry. Someone else says Clinton doesn't even have any career status. Courage Colin says Clinton looks like someone who plays volleyball.
I saw that. I'm
Danny
sorry.
says,
Actually laughed.
I trust you, bro. Just do 2 bicycle clicks on Saturday, then game over. And this is the only positive comment.
That'll take
The only
Someone
one.
says, Clinton, you and the ball shares the same height, but I still believe in you.
Oh.
So it's kind of
That was
50-50.
mean. Who said that?
That one was a
what
bit
we'd call a
50-50.
low
Oh, and
blow.
this was coming from Facebook.
Sorry.
They were a bit more vicious
So you
on
have to.
Facebook.
Wow. Did you just hear?
High, low, blow.
Wow.
And then on to the regular comments.
Surgery is waiting for me.
Patricia says, Sarah, she was very formal. Your unbeaten record ends today. And to PSG, hashtag justice for Salah, hashtag Premier League. TPS says, Villa can shock PSG today. I think they are the dark horse in this UCL. Luke says, Real Madrid is not reaching the final. And guys, Marking Day is back. He's back.
Resurrected. Missed you.
Yeah, he's back. He
something
says
happen
PSG's
yesterday?
whack.
Nah.
Steven says Barca have already won the Champions League. We're looking forward to defend it next year. And we had a few polls as well. And most of the polls are saying PSG 2, Villa 1. And just to mention the polls that we had running on YouTube, who will win tonight? 90% says Barcelona and just 10% says, 7% says Dortmund. And for the Clinton poll, who is better? Clinton, you only could join 34%.
Wow, that's a lot.
So
of
obviously you
impress,
lost
man.
that poll.
Oh, get out.
To be honest, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, how you got 34%?
Exactly. I
I
mean,
have
there's
questions for all of you.
Do you
I
know
think
what
it's
that means?
sympathy, pity.
A third,
You know,
of the people voting think that Clinton.
Exactly.
Third.
Do you
A
know what that
third?
means, though?
I
No,
think-
fair play to you.
No,
I
these
think
are people
they're
that have
trying to-
seen
they're
me
trying to-
display
they're trying to
internationally.
make you feel better.
No,
No,
these
those are
no,
pity votes, man.
No.
Are
These
you
are people.
sure you spent that 20 euros on rice?
Okay, wait. Barcelona is. Hey.
You didn't give each one of your teammates back in Luton 2 euros to come and vote for you.
No. What I did when I bought the rice, I invited some to come eat it with me.
You and the rice. Listen, it's been you who's bringing it all up over and over again. You telling me. All right. Well, Chantal, thank you very much. Keep us posted on all the comments. Guys, the matches are underway. 3 minutes here at the Montjuic, 3 minutes here at the Parc des Princes. So far, a slight chance for Barcelona, but so far, nothing to report. I want to go over the lineups one more time, and then we'll get into it. Starting with Barcelona and Dortmund, it is Wojciech Szczesny in between the sticks, Koundé, Inigo Martinez, Pau Cubarsí, and and Balde. I'm getting distracted. Fermin is the one who subs into the midfield alongside Pedri and Frenkie de Jong, and up front, no shock, Lamine Yamal, Lewandowski, and Rafinha. Meanwhile, for Dortmund, it's Kobel, Benispani, Anton, and Sean Ryerson. Chukwuemeka, Brandt, and Nemetra make up that middle with Jamie Gittins, Serhej Guirassy, and Kareem, not Sam, Adeyemi. And over at the Parc de France, we have Donnarumma, Hakimi, Beraldo, Pacho, Nuno Mendes, João Neves, Vitinha, and Fabian Ruiz with Desiree Doué, Ousmane Dembele, and Kvicha. It's actually amazing. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia for Aston Villa and Unai Emery's side.
Hey,
Oh,
no!
what a save. Oh.
Lamine's got the dog.
Jesus, Lamine, man.
Lamine, he's feeling frisky today after getting the pull in that submit. Yes.
No, the keeper
He
wins.
hates getting subbed off. He was fuming over the weekend against Betis, but Hansi Flick has a plan.
I can already see that Dortmund, they would have a long day today.
Oh God, I hope it's so.
Oh, no. Lamine is causing too much trouble already.
All right, sorry, going back to
serious,
Dibu Martinez, Lucas Digne, Pau Torres, Henry Konza, and Matty Cash for Aston Villa, the back line, Tielemans, McGinn, and Kamara with Ramsey, Rashford, and Rodgers up front. Guys, the clash of Dembele versus Rashford, the man who maybe was a little forgotten, Alex, in Rashford, and the up-and-coming Dembele, or maybe also forgotten in Dembele with his injury-prone seasons with Barcelona. Both have a lot to prove.
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to perhaps a recreation of that night in Paris.
Lamine just made someone his son. Lamine just made someone his son. No. Clinton, just watch what he did. Just watch what he did.
The way he just, that little...
No, he said goodbye.
He's a little bit lucky.
Yeah.
No, it's just the fact that he doesn't care.
Oh, why say he did the snake bite? Aye.
He was lucky with the deflection.
Camera on Marco Asensio here. Probably eager to get some minutes here at the Parc de France.
Yep.
No, I was saying I'm looking to Rashford to recreate some of that magic from that night in 2020. Clinton, as a Manchester United fan, you'll remember that, where he scored against Paris Saint-Germain?
Sorry?
Do you remember that magical night in Paris where Manchester United beat PSG? Marcus Rashford got on the score sheet. 2020 Champions League.
You know I'm on my dementia medication.
Dementia medication.
I'm telling you, it happened.
Okay, cool. All right. Okay. was it like a magical goal?
It was just a magical night in Paris for Manchester
Right.
United.
Let's talk a little bit about Hansi Flick, because we were talking about how he has not lost to Dortmund during his managerial career, whether it was with Barcelona or Bayern Munich. Chance for Barcelona.
Barcelona is coming
here,
again.
chance
Oh my
for
God, this
Barcelona
looks like a goal.
Cut in and
Oh, what a save!
It's a massive save.
What a
Lewandowski
save.
against his former side takes the shot, and Kobel getting big and doing well to defend.
that was a good save, man.
Could be like Thibaut Courtois yesterday.
Yes,
And the keeper
yep,
having
yep.
a big match.
No, I think Lewandowski did everything there, man.
No, I think everything
Maybe-
was done
Wow.
properly there.
Yeah.
He could have gone for the corners, takes a shot down the middle, and it was.
I mean,
a great run
kind
from
of
Valde.
that kind of ball, I don't think there's enough time for you to think about what angle you want to
No,
take.
chance for PSG, and it's a massive save for Dibu Martinez. Both the keepers in action right now. Wow, we're very well done
Damn.
here. And that's Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, but it comes off for Nuno Mendes, I believe.
Lovely save from Emi Martinez.
Again? Nah.
Oh, no, I don't think he got a touch.
Both these games are heating up very
Yep.
quickly, maybe a bit quicker than yesterday.
No, definitely.
We had to wait
Yesterday
until
was
the
quiet.
No,
well,
For the first-
No, for the first half was quiet
Inter were the
until-
only ones to score in the
Yeah.
first half, I believe. By the way, who brought up the dark horse as Aston Villa? Was that Kelvin? Clinton.
Clinton, I think.
Yeah, it was me,
yesterday or
Do you know,
Monday.
I said this yesterday, but on my social media, but I think Inter are a dark horse in this tournament because I don't think people are looking at Inter.
Inter?
I think
A dark
everyone's because no one's focusing on them. Everyone's focusing Barca, Real, PSG. But I think Inter are going to be a problem. And I think if Barcelona beat Dortmund, that lineup to me, I think Barca going up. I think that's tough. That's scary. I think Inter are a team again. Remember when they went to the finals 2 years ago? Mm-hmm. And no one really expected it. But if you were watching Inter, they were a consistent, good team. I feel
They just so happened to come up against an even better Man City.
exactly.
Rodri.
Yeah. Ballon d'Or. I didn't say it, Markande. Joke.
No, I really think Inter will be a tough test for Barcelona, given how well they set
If it
up
happens to be,
defensively.
that's scary. That's
And
really scary.
Depending on who's fit for that clash, because obviously we've got to wait until is it the end of April or the first week of May?
First week of May.
First week of May. So
Chance, sorry, here for Dortmund as they're getting ready for a corner, just with how big their offensive side is. Sergio Garassi, I'm looking at you.
Oh, it's gone.
Sorry,
Yes,
Alex.
on the
They've had
attack
2
again.
corners so far in this PSG, sorry, the Barcelona Dortmund game that the corners have usually been very poor. It's just from one end to the. Ooh!
Oh,
Lamine Yamal.
oh, oh.
Oh.
Oh my
Clinton,
God.
who was that with the flick back?
That was quite scary. No, but he's good. He's so good though.
He is.
He's
Hey.
I can't even talk. He's fit into this PSG side seamlessly. But I do miss his Napoli days, I will say.
Yeah, when Osimhen himself and
Him,
Osimhen,
Osimhen, Kim and
crazy.
Jay.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Napoli just, yeah. That was lovely to see. No one expected them to win Scudetto, obviously, and there they did it. Hansi Flick, his record against Dortmund, 6 matches, 6 wins, and his record in the Champions League as well. If we can pull up that graphic, that would be great. The Maestro at Barcelona, obviously changing the way this team plays football, Clinton.
Sorry, do you know if our technical guys are coming to sort what we see on the screen currently? Are?
Trying to.
Right, okay.
Been all PSG at the moment, so far. Oh, Aston Villa on the attack here.
Can you
Good
see that?
chance here for Morgan Rogers. Just. It's gone now.
Right.
What did you guys say as your prediction? Sorry, one more time.
2-1. 2-1 to PSG and 3-1 to Barca.
Clinton, you said 2-1 to Dortmund and 2-1 to PSG. 2-1's all around the board.
That's a go.
All right. Well, since no one wants to, if anyone of our producers could come and help us out just for a moment, having some technical difficulties here just on the screen. Oh, so you hear them? Yeah, they come. They come. Ah, only Slack was the thing. Sorry for everyone. I know we are just having some technical difficulties, but 0-0 across the board. 12 minutes into both matches. No goals to be seen, but some chances, and it does feel like there are going to be goals soon, Alex, between both of these matches. We've seen chances for PSG, we've seen chances for Barcelona, and it feels like the build-up is definitely here.
Yeah, I think it's been open compared to yesterday. It's been a lot more. There's been a lot more ebb and flow. John McGinn on the ball here, battling for.
Sorry, guys, still experiencing some technical difficulties here. We're trying to sort them out. Nothing is easy on a Champions League night, on a cold, wet night in Stoke, if you will. Oh, Barca.
Marcus Rashford, do something for me, man.
Send him. All right. It looks like Yuri Tillman's going to step up and take that, though. There we go. Free kick for Aston Villa, just past the halfway line. Set piece, though.
You know, this is one of those fixtures that I was expecting. You know, some of those that within the first 5 minutes there's a goal, and it's kind of like making you feel like, damn, today is going to be one of those crazy ones. You know, I just wish I'm able to tap into that food.
Yeah. So much for all of you at home. There's just a lot going on behind the scenes. Sorry that we're being a little mysterious. But back to the football, guys. Drop your predictions, and shall we check in with Chantal? Chantal, we're about a quarter way through the first. No, we're about a third of the way almost.
Well,
the first half.
let's look at this. Is the first time, well, second time I'm seeing Dortmund having some kind of attack towards Barcelona.
Balde.
Balde's gonna stop him. I don't. There's something about that guy that's.
It's a good corner in. I mean, not corner. Sorry, good cross in from Dortmund there. I mean, considering.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah.
Lamine
Goodbye.
says no.
Literally goodbye. Lamine picks the ball up, but that's going to be
Ooh,
going
is this
for
still in?
Barcelona.
Okay.
Chantal, We're about a third of the way through the first half. Let's check in with you. How are the people reacting to the first 15 or so minutes of these two matches?
No, I'm actually surprised. Now I'm seeing a lot of persons saying that Aston Villa will be winning PSG tonight. There's a few comments where persons are saying that we will see more goals from Aston Villa. For example, Demaran says Aston Villa is winning 2 against PSG. It's Emmanuel says Aston Villa might win PSG. And Clinton, for some reason, you're still trending in the comments.
Oh.
Read
Jen,
the challenge. And
Sorry, Chantal.
Someone
Quick chance
says
for Dortmund crossed to
Clinton
Garassi,
could
but he
make
couldn't get there. And
Offside.
no worries, because Hansi Flick has this team trained better than anything I've ever seen with the offside. Well, to be fair, he was offside by a country mile. No goal, no chance for Dortmund there. Chantal, sorry, continue.
No, that was the last one. Someone
Okay.
says that Clinton, you could make Real Madrid's defense and Alaba is going to the bench.
Oh, whoever said that, you are definitely in spirit. I believe that one proper.
A funny thing, actually, I've just seen. So, I'll use his proper name. His Royal Highness Prince William is in Paris tonight because he's an Aston Villa fan.
Oh, wow.
And he came up on one of the broadcasts, and you know the little ticker that comes up saying who they are? It said
Oh, my God.
HRH Prince William, and then in the bit below it said Aston Villa fan.
And we have Didier
Didier
Deschamps
Deschamps.
at the Parc des Princes. No shock there, looking over some of his
His babies.
nation men. Yeah, his little babies, truly. And Desiree Doué,
None.
Ousmane Dembele. Was that Chantal?
I heard the voice, but
Chantal, was that? Oh, another technical issue. Sorry. Oh, there he is, Alex. You were just speaking about him, and there he is. It does seem, though, that people are looking at Aston Villa, Alex, a little bit more under the magnifying glass
Did
and
you just
looking
see-
at this team a little bit more.
did you see the... Sorry, Sarah, for cutting you.
No,
Did
please.
you see the...
That was a nasty tackle, actually.
did you
I don't know
see...
who it was from.
Did I see?
Did you
One more
see
time?
did you see the ball position
For Barca?
for Aston Villa and PSG? It's like
no.
79 to 20 something to Aston Villa. They are playing nothing so far, man.
Yeah. Let's
Literally
see.
nothing going on.
Yellow
for them.
card for Matty Cash.
First yellow of the evening. Alex, you learned your lesson from yesterday, and you weren't going to bet on the under.
No, I've got no bookings in my bets tonight.
Yeah. I think safe call.
Although potentially, I don't know whether they gave Alejandro Balde a booking, but I think they should have been for a tackle. I didn't see who on, but it could have been Karim Adeyemi on a counter-attack. It's
Let's
been two open games so far. I think compared to last night, it started off, we've got a PSG player down on the floor here. It's feature. This is your turn, Clinton.
What?
Clinton.
No. I'm not going to call that name
Vicha.
again, man. I'm not calling that name.
Vicha Kvaratskhelia is down on the
Kvaratskhelia,
floor at the
yes.
moment. Hopefully nothing serious for him or PSG.
Just live odds right now. Barcelona 1.37 at SportyBet. The draw is 5.30 and Borussia Dortmund 7.50. Meanwhile, PSG, the heavy favorites at home, 1.45. The draw 4.45 and Aston Villa 7.25. So both of these values kind of the same. Barcelona and Dortmund.
Oh, yeah, to the center.
Knocked away. Cross in for Barcelona, but it was knocked away from Ben Ispani, and it will be a corner for the Blaugrana. Alejandro Balde has been making that wing his own. Lamine Yamal with a quick corner here. Didn't work out. Go.
Two scrappy games as well, actually. Both teams trying to vie for a bit of possession control. Neither team being able to grab a hold of the game. And
What was that?
the same in Paris as well. PSG and Aston Villa fighting for... Oh, that was,
I saw what you wanted.
almost a beautiful piece
Yeah.
of skill.
Do you know when it doesn't happen, though, and then it's just
Yeah.
a bit not great?
This is one of those things you always see managers on the sideline fuming at their players. Like, why are you doing that? Just...
Speaking about fuming at players, did anyone see what was going on with Memphis Depay? And
I saw something around there.
so Memphis Depay stood on the football
Yes, I saw that.
too.
Yeah.
Right, and remember he's
Yeah.
now playing at Santos. No, he's not playing at Santos. He's playing at Botafogo.
Corinthians, no?
Corinthians. You're right,
Corinthians,
Corinthians. Yeah. And he basically got fined because it says that you're no
you're not
longer
allowed
allowed
to,
to stand on a football, like both your.
Showboating.
Yeah, but he came out and said, "I'm playing in Brazil. This is where Jogo Bonito was born." And you know what? I can't fault him for it. Listen, we do see showboating sometimes, but when Neymar does something like a rainbow over a player, doesn't that give you joy?
No, of course. I mean, that's exactly what I keep saying, that, you know, football these days is a kind of like changed so much that, you know, they are not taking away the whole fun of it. They're taking away what made a lot of people fall in love with the game. And if care is not taking it, they're going to get to we'll get to a point where we'll just watch football for goals instead of what is actually meant to be.
And that's why Lamine Yamal makes us feel the way.
No, absolutely. And you will be surprised here that Lamine Yamal, the reason why he still is able to do what he does is because, you know, he started from this young and people know that this is what he's good at, right? I'm telling you that if Lamine was in some kind of clubs, they would kill that thing that you see in him that makes you happy watching him, Sarah. And I'm telling you for free. You know, this kind of information, I would ask you for money for it. But it's sad to see that all these little things that make us just enjoy this stuff is being cut off.
Ooh,
Cross for PSG. No, I completely know what you mean. I feel like I dream about the days where I used to watch Ronaldinho, you know, break people's ankles with the way he played with a smile on his face. Like, I just thought it was a bit.
A similar issue happened in a Malaga game about a year ago. I think it was against Antequera, where one of the Malaga players, Kevin, stood on the ball when Malaga were 2 or 3-0 up. And after the game, the Malaga manager apologised in his press conference to Antequera, the manager and the players and the fans, for what he did. And people were saying it's a bit... The argument from that side was that it's not a nice thing to do, showboating when you're 3-0 up against the side.
Yeah, but that's rubbish, though.
I think it's part of the expression.
Come on, like, bro,
It's-
upset people. Make this game sweet, man.
If they can't handle you standing on the ball and a bit of showboating, they shouldn't be playing football.
No, for real.
I think especially when they're still involving the ball itself and the football.
Yeah.
You know, not, you know, seeing players complaining or diving or this kind of stuff. It's still football. They're still doing something with the ball. It involves skill.
I'm getting really sick and tired of this stuff, man. Like, they should just let us enjoy this stuff. God. No, I remember the days when I used to play. There were a lot of things that they let us do on the pitch, and just to see all these things being taken away. Like, I remember in I think this was around 1998 when I used to play for Luton, and you know they were
You have to specify which Luton, because it wasn't Luton Town.
No. No, you don't. I don't want you to make it look like I'm just trying to be funny or whatever. Like, this is like real stuff.
Back in my day.
No, yeah, of course. Come on, man. I used to, you know, these were the things I did on the pitch, and now it just feels like you can't do any
Was
of
that
this
your
stuff
prime?
again. No, yeah, actually, this was my prime. You know, all this stuff Anthony does, all this trying to do,
Dance,
we done all this stuff back in the days.
Chance here for PSG.
Okay, again, take it.
Box. Oh!
Bring it down, man.
Vitinha with a shot outside of the area, just over the woodwork there.
And that was
Great
actually
idea.
he was in a very good space.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Oof.
Took the time to control too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to be frustrated with that one, but you know it was close.
Yeah.
He had an inch leaned too far back. Oh, get out. That's all ball. That's a joke. They called that a foul. Yeah, nice. So 0-0, 23 minutes in. No goals. Guys, who's going to score first? Both games.
PSG and Barca.
No. But just
No, honestly.
one team.
Oh, PSG.
Yeah, sorry.
For PSG.
Yeah, PSG actually. I think it's gonna be PSG for real.
I mean, you
But
put the ball here.
it's quite sad, yeah. Oh, Lamine wants a yellow card. Now you gotta give him a yellow card, man.
I think the ref is, you know, they always try to hold off on carding the players early on in the match.
Oh, but come on, that wasn't a foul to me though.
Sorry, who's warming up here on the sidelines for PSG? Could be an early substitution for Luis Enrique. And, oh, the cards are now flying. As I was saying, the rest try and hold off. And it's your boy Sam Adeyemi, Kareem. I will never get over that. I will never get over that.
Let's see what happened there.
Oh,
Wait, did he
really?
just draw his hair?
Some
I think he
warm-ups on the
pulled
side.
Koundé's hair.
Marco Asensio.
Oh my
that's
off
He
on-
literally pulled his hair, you know?
That's
Oh my God.
classless.
No, Adeyemi, come on, you can't be doing that, man.
Is that Jacob Ramsey?
Yeah, it looks like it was, but I think him walking off signifies that he'll be ready to come back in just a moment's time.
Okay, can he do it like Rice?
For Villa's sake, you'd hope he's...
No, okay, no.
No, it's too far out. He's not
too
gonna-
far,
if he
definitely.
scores this free
Relax.
kick, if he
You
scores...
Forget about Rice.
Free kick for Barcelona, cross into the air, headed in.
Oh!
Goal! It's Paco Barci, the 17-year-old. Wow.
Barcelona
Two
scores.
17-year-olds on
Barcelona
pitch. And it's not Lamine Yamal that scores, but Pau Barci. Give him the respect that he deserves as one of the best center backs in football right now. I'm so happy for him. My, oh my, look at him. He's a child.
This might just be me, but was it Pau Barci who got the shot, or was there someone who tapped it in at the
No,
end?
it was Paul
He
Bassi that
tapped-
tapped in.
He tapped it in. So it was a cross from Fermin Lopez. Rafinha smacks it
right,
into
this
the
guy-
area, and it's...
Nah,
it had already crossed the line, but...
Because for a moment I thought it was offside, but
Sorry, it was Inigo Martinez who crossed it in, and then it was Rafinha who... Oh, is that going to count as a Rafinha goal? Well, that means 12 in 11 matches for Rafinha.
I think it was. If it wasn't offside, it wasn't over the line before Rafinha touched it. I don't think, anyway.
Just trying to figure out who's going to get this
Yeah, that's a
Barcelona
Rafinha goal.
That, it has to be a Rafinha goal.
Unless
Oh,
it's
and he
offside.
wouldn't. And you saw the way he didn't celebrate. He would never try and
It might,
steal that goal.
that might be off, you know.
Yeah,
It might be
his
offside.
foot. It might be
It
offside.
might be offside,
you know?
Sarah. Sorry.
Well,
that
they're
looks-
taking a look at it now.
That looks like an offside.
Trying to figure out if it's offside, who scored the goal. A little bit of chaos over here at the Barcelona game.
Because to be honest, though, I don't understand why Rafinha had to go put his leg. It was going in. right?
Because I think he thought it was going to go wide and he was just sweeping. He wasn't trying to take the goal away from Kubarsi. But if that goes just a bit wide, he's left open and he can tap it in. I'd like to see the...
If he is offside, I think it's by a toe.
Yeah.
well, let's
Nah,
see.
but it looks-
Hansi
it
Flick
pretty
getting
much
off
looked
the
like-
bench. He's a little bit heated, obviously.
Rafinha, though.
Ugh. It would have been so good for my booking.
Goal?
Go check over. Go.
Not offside.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, 1-0 to Barcelona. Rafinha, my booking code. So far, so good.
Cheers.
Rafinha, that means he now has 12 goals in 11 Champions League matches, leading the goal scorers in the UCL right now. But Sergio Guirassy is on the pitch alongside with him. So let's see how that fends for Dortmund. Chantal, let's come to you now and get some reaction from the Barcelona goal.
Adeyemi
Well,
got to be
the
careful.
only reaction,
Oh, who is it?
the only reaction I'm seeing is from Markinde, who
Shock.
says that he's not a kid anymore.
That's
He's growing.
Kovacic.
That's Pau Kubarsi.
Pau Kubarsi's not a
he's
kid,
18. No, not
17.
17. He's
He's
18
now,
now.
isn't he?
17.
Yeah. Had a
Going back.
birthday in
Apparently
January.
he's 18.
Oh, he turned 18 in February. That's right, because
So my man
he-
could literally go for a
January.
war now. So fam, he's not a kid.
No, that's
Why
right.
is
That's
that
right.
the
He
first
is
thing that comes
18.
to your head?
No,
okay.
because,
Let's take out that one. He could get.
He
He
did
could
his
literally become a
first-
father now.
He did his first press conference actually. Now I remember. You're right, Chantal. When he was in just after he turned, because you're not allowed to, right? When you're underage.
I would imagine that.
So
That
it
feels
was
like a
his
rule
first
in
one, and
the house.
everyone was taking the piss. And so, oh God, here's the onside for Barcelona. So
Poor defending for Borussia Dortmund to leave someone open.
No,
like that
definitely,
back row.
definitely, yeah.
Especially
To be honest-
Rafinha.
To be, yeah, exactly, yeah. To be honest, right, I didn't. Just watching the game, I don't think the Borussia Dortmund are ready for this
No.
campaign. To be honest, I'm quite surprised it got to this stage. If you ask me,
Well, they beat Lille in the last 16.
I mean that's French.
wow.
I mean, sorry to our.
Are you watching a French team? Are you watching a French team right now, Clinton?
I mean, PSG are the only French team of recent years that have given
Yeah.
a good account
Of
of
course.
themselves in the Champions League.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I was just trying to.
Every other French, every other French are just there.
The other French are just there. Well,
Well,
for
they're not
Borussia,
there.
They're just there eating, man.
Borussia Dortmund right now, 9th in the Bundesliga, Alex.
Woo! Look at this one.
Oh, no.
Wow,
that's just a little bit too
Lamine,
heavy on the pass there.
Lamine, that was Trivella, that was a Trivella. You had that. He gave that away too quickly. Lamine had the chance to cross the ball. 2-on-2 there, Lamine and Rafinha. He has to do better.
I don't think Aston Villa are ready for this game. This is, I think
Aston
this is
Villa
looking-
and Dortmund.
It's too much.
Maybe. Lots of time, though.
No,
Lots
I
of
mean,
time.
in my
0-0
opinion,
in the 30th.
in my opinion, Dortmund they've not been too good, but they are better than Aston.
Aston. Not even the full name, just
No,
Aston.
at this point you can't give them the full name.
Jeez.
They've been too bad.
Yeah. Well, we still have time. 30 minutes into both matches. 1-0 for Barcelona, goal from Rafinha. And that's the only goal between these two so far. Let's check right now on SportyBet how this has changed the odds as Dortmund look like they're trying to play on the counter here.
Still
Sam
think Dortmund are
Adeyemi
danger.
and Jules Koundé eats that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Dortmund have still got a danger on the counter attack, given the pace that they've got.
Yeah.
Adeyemi, Guirassy,
Yeah.
Gittins. It's obviously Barca's high line being something that they'll have to contend with, but something that they'll have to watch out for going into into the latter stages of this game when defenders get tired.
Just so you guys know, right now, Dortmund to win this match is 21 on SportyBet.
Oof.
Odds still the same.
Go put your bet on Dortmund, man.
Hey,
Not
listen.
even worth a sprinkle.
Not worth a sprinkle? Not worth a little? Just
No.
a little?
For a win,
Marquinhos over
no.
watching his team. Obviously unavailable for this one, the captain of Paris. It must be painful. Just sitting out and watching.
I mean, sometimes it's good to just sit and watch, isn't it? It's
Not if
understanding.
you're on the team.
Yeah, man. But if I was on the team and I know,
No, but you wouldn't be.
Oh,
Ooh! No, Rafinha, the chance. Well, I smell a Louis goal, though, coming. Oh, it was Louis, sorry, with the chance. It came off Rafinha. I smell Louis. Just the scoring on your former side, just that. That's a weird thing that happens in football, and I can't explain it. Whether it's like you're trying to perform at a higher level or, I don't know. But it's something that happens. And maybe we could see it with Asensio today against PSG if he gets some minutes in the second half.
oh, wow.
Bit of a collision here.
Carry on. It was a foul.
Well, look, Kubarsi grabbing his face, Chukwuemeka getting sent away by the ref.
Chukwuemeka was from Chelsea, isn't he?
He's on loan, yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't fall through there.
Could be a yellow. Did he slip? I don't think he. Yeah. Maybe,
No, it wasn't intended. It's
maybe
it's a
not,
foul.
yeah, foul.
No cards. I'm happy with it. You know how sometimes they get taken, you know, especially in the second leg, we're going to see probably a lot more yellows, and it's just going to affect the semifinals, and I don't want to see that. I feel like PSG has to score in this half. If
The
he's
longer
like,
it goes on, I mean, like the first.
yeah, the
leg
longer
against
it
Liverpool,
doesn't even matter if Aston Villa has 10% of the possession. They don't care. They
No.
want to go home to Villa Park and say,
if Villa go back to Villa Park with a draw, I think it's
even
all
1-0
in their
down.
favour.
Even 1-0
Yeah.
down. If it's a 1-goal differential or draw or win, obviously, I think Villa will be happy with that.
Yeah, PSG have to take it. I think to have a good chance of going through, a 2-goal lead to Villa Park. Otherwise, that crowd, you know how loud it can get.
Barcelona on the run here. That's Rafinha crossing it, and it's right to Lewandowski, who's dispossessed.
These guys are just too much for Dortmund, man.
Yeah, well, let's then score a couple more. Lock it in. Still only 1-0. Anything can happen here. Still 0-0, PSG and Aston Villa, somehow. I feel like PSG is going to come out a completely different side, though, at half. Luis Enrique has this team, you know, just galvanized after
We saw
what they've gone through.
the other week against Liverpool at home. They had their chances, but they just didn't take them. They were really
No, they
wasteful.
took them. They took them. They were just unlucky.
No, but they didn't they didn't get a goal where they needed to. I'm talking about the first leg here.
Yeah.
If they're wasteful, I'm not saying wasteful, yes, because Alisson was brilliant on the night. But if they don't take their chances, Villa could punish them with a counter-attack.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, though,
look at Dortmund.
I will
Chance
say...
for Dortmund. Chance for Dortmund.
No.
Oh, that's good defending.
I will say, though, the match of PSG taking on Liverpool in the first leg. Sorry, Lamine is just on the ball here. Oh, my goodness,
Oh.
Oh, that beautiful pass from Lamine Yamal. Oh, look at him. He's like, how did you not score? Chance.
Nah, he's like, nah, I did everything I could for you, man.
No, that, yeah. Oh, he
Hey.
slipped Rafinha. I thought Emre Can got a foot on it, and it was after. That's ridiculous. Oh, Rafinha's. You owe us one. You owe us one. Sorry, Alex. What I was saying was that. Sorry, Aston Villa scored.
What?
Aston Villa scored. What?
Oh,
What? Look at it! What?
wow.
Sorry, this is insane to
Oh,
celebrate
oh.
like this at the Parc de France. This is insane.
Wow.
Was it Morgan Rogers, who has been unstoppable in the
Jesus
last few
Christ.
weeks?
Wow.
No
Wow.
way.
Wow. Let's
Whoa.
go. Football. Football.
Wow. What did I tell you guys? Aston Villa.
Oh,
Beware
Alex, you can
of-
tell me all day. I'd love to see it.
No, but I love to see this though. You know why? Wait, look at this. Let's see.
Oh, a lovely link up.
Oh, yeah. Ah, that
I'm
was beautiful,
sorry.
man. That was beautiful
Awful
football,
defending.
man.
That's awful.
No, but that was
No.
beautiful football, man.
No,
I'm
but you
sorry.
can't leave someone like that
Sorry,
apart to the back
who's-
post.
Hakimi?
No, it's not Hakimi's fault. It's whoever's
No, it's
back
Nuno
post there.
Mendes. It's Nuno Mendes.
That is awful.
Sorry, that's an
defending.
open net.
That's-
Clinton, even you would score that.
Of course.
Wow, let's not get that far.
No. What do you mean? Don't go that far.
Wow, PSG pickpocketed, and Morgan Rogers makes a meal out of it.
Wow.
Aston Villa, after being the
Ooh.
poorer side in the first 35 minutes,
Game
less
on.
possession,
I love this.
getting a goal
I love
at
this,
the Parc de France. Let's light the fire under Paris and see what happens. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Wow.
I love
Guys,
I love
we
to
could
see
see
this.
an all-prem final. I mean, prem semi-final. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah.
Guys, but did you just what Guy Racy just? I mean, even if that was not offside, but Guy Racy. Oh come on! Now there's something off with Dortmund. Sarah, if you saw that, I'm sure you would scream.
I saw. Sorry, I was watching. the movie.
So basically there was a cross for Guy Racy. He was literally just in front of goal. I don't know if it was this one. Ooh la la! Ah, come on! Are you looking for your papers? Why are you hugging him like that? Jesus Christ, man! Get married.
Chantal, let's get a reaction from you and everyone. Aston Villa up 1-0 to PSG. Are people shocked? Are they happy? Are they surprised? Do they think it's going to last?
Well, the spotlight is on the Barca Dortmund game. That's what they're speaking about. So Davin says Barca 3, Dortmund 0. Lucy says about the Barcelona game, I can see a 3-1 or a 2-2. And well, we have only one where A. Divine says, I think Arsenal gave Villa the motivation, and
Oh,
she might be right.
very interesting. Very interesting. Chantal, you have a big smile on your face. Can I ask why? Maybe because
I mean, you know why? Someone mentioned earlier justice for Salah, justice for Liverpool. Of course, I want Aston Villa to win. Let's go, Aston Villa.
I have a question about this theory, and Chantal, we'll keep you in for this one because you know when you lose to your team loses to whoever, and then you don't want that team to win. But then there's also the argument, but if that team wins and wins the whole thing, then they're the best team, and you lost to the best team.
Yeah.
So you might want PSG
No,
to win the whole thing, Chantal.
No,
and then
honestly,
say,
if
well,
they win, then yeah, then you go with that. At least we lost to the champions. But
yeah, and then
at the
if they
same time,
lose, that so
if they lose, it's still satisfying because at least they didn't win. So it's 50-50.
So either way, you're happy.
I'm happy either way. Exactly.
okay. All right. Well, that's a nice place to be.
Oh, okay. That was the ref. Ref just stopped.
Isn't that the what is it, the 6th, 7th stage of grief, acceptance?
Yeah, I
Liverpool
think Chantal's finally got there.
Yes. Yeah, I am. I'm there, guys. I'm there.
She's there.
I've
she's there,
accepted
she's
it,
there. She's
and I'm
accepted.
just focusing on Perm.
There you go. Perfect. All right. Well, 2 goals now here, almost 40 minutes into both matches.
And you know the
1
funny
goal
thing?
for Aston Villa, 1 goal for Barcelona.
That was a very good attack from Borussia Dortmund at the ref.
Referee almost played a nice pass.
No, for real. No, I mean, he obstructed a nice pass.
Dortmund are starting to string a few attacks together here. Oh,
I mean, they have to.
it's
Because
just that final ball. It's always... Oh,
Wow.
oh my
For
God!
PSG.
Emi Martinez.
Martinez just saved Aston Villa from a disaster, a catastrophe, man.
Oh, do you think he's going to... Oh, if they win this game, I can't even imagine what he's going to be up to at the end of the match.
I know. He's one of those guys that I feel like he makes football so entertaining, in my opinion. And some of the things he
Wow!
does. Oh, PSG scores! PSG scores! PSG scores!
What? No, sorry, that went bar down and that was outside of the area? Are you kidding me? That was filthy! Wow! What?
Yes!
No!
Okay, Barcelona on a crazy attack right now, though. Look.
I'm gonna throw up. There's too much happening.
Whoa.
Take it, coffee! Oh my God, if Lewandowski scored a goal like that at his age, I'd say, come on now. Absolutely
Why we not-
filthy
What?
from Desiree do it.
Let's see.
Alex, look at this. Look at this
What?
one more time. Carries the ball and just...
Oh.
Jesus!
Oh, Desiree. Sorry, you didn't see it?
That is it!
I've been
What a
screaming.
beautiful goal, man.
No, the
What a
Champions League
beautiful
quarterfinals
goal.
have gifted us some really good goals,
man.
and
Wow.
we are getting more.
Whoa.
Desiree Doué,
Oh.
the young
Oh!
player
That's
for Dortmund. Pau Kubarsi stops it. Another
Oh.
chance right to the keepers. Jamie Giddens couldn't
my
get
God.
enough of the ball, I
Okay.
think, there. But
Okay.
very exciting matches here.
I'm loving this last couple of minutes so far.
That can
No,
lock in,
that goal was filthy. Are you kidding me?
lock in both teams to score on my Aston Villa PSG bet.
Updated. Oh, is this not updated? Wow.
You're wanting updated odds.
Yeah, it's because it's yeah, it's
For some reason, I feel like Dortmund, they could still come back. You know?
I think there's a goal for Dortmund.
There's a goal, yeah. They are beginning to look more threatening since they've conceded.
So at the moment, Dortmund to win is 21.
Yeah, that hasn't changed.
And now Villa to win has gone up to 7.5.
That hasn't changed because Paris just scored, so it's
No,
like
it's
back
just,
to.
it's just gone up a little.
Oh, it's gone up a little bit. Okay.
It's 1.6 for a Paris win, or PSG win, sorry. And Borussia Dortmund to win's now gone down to 20. So odds slowly dropping. Aston Villa have got some defending to do here. I think that all... Oh, it's a ball forward. If that gets in the right spot, what a time to score, as they say, just before half-time.
Wow, it's Marcus Rashford on the ball, Clinton.
Marcus
Haven't
Rashford.
seen too much.
Yes, boy.
But now it could be.
What a piece of skill. Oh,
Oh yes, I
final
think.
ball.
Yeah, and I think he held it too much though.
That was a lovely piece of skill. Turn the defender inside out. Now Barcelona's turn to come on the attack.
Let's make it 2 before the half.
Is that Dembele down injured? Well, holding his ankle.
That's never something good. Those ones hurt.
Oh my
Those ones
God!
hurt.
No,
We all
no,
know
no,
that
no,
very
don't
well.
do that, man. That's too much.
Look at the goal line technology here from Dibu Martinez from the initial save. Just on the line, he did well, but against Desiree Doué, I don't think anyone's saving that.
No, that looked. I mean, obviously that wasn't a free kick, but it just reminded me of Declan Rice. Oh my God, I can't be talking about that guy, man.
You keep bringing him up.
I don't know.
Should we replay it?
No,
Okay.
please,
All right.
por favor.
All right. Final moments here of regular time.
Is that meme of when your card declines and they make you watch a replay of the Real Madrid Arsenal game? Oh,
Wow.
Barcelona on the attack here.
Come on.
Dortmund seem to have got their defensive act a little bit together here.
Oh, it's been there the whole time. They have.
That first goal was poor defending. The mark.
Well, yeah, but it was also from a set piece. I mean, Barcelona have tried to break down Dortmund, but there are always 6 guys back there. They know who they're playing.
Dembele is so fast though.
Oh,
Chance for PSG
oh.
in the air.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
that
I thought
angle,
was-
that
I
angle.
thought that was heading towards goal.
Kvicha taking a shot, but it does go off.
Did you guys see Emi Martinez's hat when he was travelling to Paris yesterday?
Is this what Kelvin was talking about?
The one he had.
Oof! What a save! Now PSG. Well, okay.
Oh,
Come. No man. Look at Kvaratskhelia waiting for the ball.
he had a hat on travelling. It had a French cockerel and images of the 4 trophies he's won with Argentina.
That's hilarious.
Barcelona here.
Oh, not Enough.
No, that was too. That was.
Fermin. Más fuerte. I believe in Fermin so much. To be fair to Dibu Martinez, taking it back to what, the winter of 2023, after Argentina won
22, wasn't it?
in call it, and then Christmas holidays. So it would have been when they returned back to their clubs.
Oh, right. Sorry.
January
I thought you were talking about the
2023.
World Cup. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. So they just won, then they went on their holidays or whatever. And you know when you come back from a tournament, whether it's the Euros, the Copa America, the World Cup, and they present the trophy to the players that won. We've seen it with Spain. We've seen it with, whatever. Because it's the right thing to do and it's nice. They told Messi in Paris, they told him to do one, and he couldn't bring the World Cup to the Parc des Princes because the French were obviously upset with that final. But I'm sorry, that's football, unfortunately, isn't it? It's a World Cup.
Yeah, I mean...
It's James Dortmund getting those crosses in, but Alex, like you said, not finishing that final third.
No, it's been disappointing from Dortmund so far. They've got in the right areas, but it's that final ball, that final shot. Karim Adeyemi there with a really good cross.
Man.
Just needs to stick his leg out. Just get something there.
No, I think second half is going to be quite crazy.
But this is the thing also, they've got the momentum now, but if they go into the break without scoring, Hansi Flick will give that Barcelona squad a telling off.
Wait, halftime, we're coming out.
No way, no way. Jesus.
No. Well,
you guys need to see the build up to that one, man. Wow.
1 minute of extra time over at Montjuic.
Jesus. Wait, was it the back?
No. Side netting.
Wow.
Sergei Guirassy wants that goal against Barcelona. 2 minutes at the Parc des Princes, extra time here.
He may have been offside though.
Yeah, it wasn't just not good enough.
He reminds me of Victor Boniface for some reason. This is exactly what Victor Boniface does. No joke.
Shame it wasn't. Oh, what a chance that was.
Dortmund away fans at the Montjuic making some noise, I'm sure. And this half is about finished. Szczesny with the ball in, and the ref calls it 1-0 to Barcelona at the half. Thanks to Rafinha getting on the board, the top scorer in the Champions League this season, and it remains that way for now. Another 45 coming up. Back to Paris here. We're rounding up this first half. And it's 1-1 over here. Maybe not the scoreline some of us predicted. Maybe some of the ones that we have predicted. Let's go check our booking code, shall we, Alex?
Yeah, go on then. Go on then.
Well, I have Rafinha to score. I do know that.
Okay.
I also have Ousmane Dembele to score.
It got given as a Rafinha goal in the end, didn't it?
It was, yes,
it did.
because it was how it crossed the line. So I need Dembele to score.
Yep.
And Barcelona, I also need Dortmund to score. But you know what? If they don't, I'll actually be happy. So.
No, I'll definitely see Dortmund scoring.
And then Barcelona scoring 3. Fine. PSG and Aston Villa, I have over 2.5. So one more goal in that one. And Ousmane Dembele. So Dembele to score the next goal. Louis with a hat trick, and then Guirassy can get one.
Okay.
But that's if my booking code goes the way that I want the game start.
I just need 2 more goals in the Barcelona-Dortmund game.
2 more?
At least one of them to come from Borussia Dortmund. And then I need no more than 2 more goals in the Aston Villa PSG. No,
okay,
I need no more than 1 goal. I can only have 1 more goal. Otherwise, if there's 4 goals in this game, my bet's over.
Okay, so anyways, we're both fine right now, as it stands.
Clinton, do you have confidence? Do you think our bet builders will come through?
Well, let's wait for the next 20 minutes to find out.
All right.
How very pragmatic of you.
Yeah, just wait.
Chantal, we are at halftime, 1-1. The last time we spoke to you, it was 1-0 to Aston Villa, and then Desiree Doué decided to do something absolutely ridiculous. And 1-0 to Barcelona, that game stands the same. What's the reaction from everyone?
Well, Osai says, as a Liverpool fan, I'm rooting for Villa. I love these comments. Demeron says, my heart is on the field now. Aston Villa, please don't do this to me. T. Guan says Aston Villa will win this, and someone else says that Aston Villa still has one more. So I'm guessing that they're saying that they see more goals. And guys, the Clinton comments is still happening.
Wow.
So I'm going to read just two. Someone says, Clinton, if you played so well when you were little, why didn't Real Madrid sign you?
Oh.
And then
I mean,
Markinde.
I think when he was little,
Wait,
Real
hold
Madrid
on.
hadn't been.
Hold on. Hold on. You guys want to hear this one? Markinde
Okay.
was given Clinton stats. So he was saying Clinton was a defender back in the day. In his prime, he scored 2 goals.
Wow.
2 own goals.
I mean, that's,
Wow.
And the
that's
2
not
of
too
them
bad,
were
though.
own goals.
How many goals did
and-
Mikel Obi have all his career? well, I mean, actually, apparently he had just one.
No, but
No, yeah, more
Clinton,
than
the
that.
2 goals that you scored, they were own goals. So
Wow.
Wow.
he was like terrific, outstanding.
All right, guys, I think
What
all
a
the comments about
defender.
Clinton needs to end now, man. I think I'm done.
They don't want peace, they want
Yeah,
problems.
they just keep wanting problems, man.
I know our producer Ben hearing about Clinton playing defense is making him happy back there.
Now, but funny enough, I used to be one of the best defenders in
Oh, I'd love to
Luton.
see it.
Until they promote. Actually, you know what? Where my career started? I started as a goalkeeper back in Nigeria, which I
Well,
was
I've
very
said
good.
that you're good
no,
at keeper.
No, but for real though,
Play
this
there.
is what I did. Like, so they used to call me. There's a name they called me Nkata One of SPC, right? So I used to be like a very good goalkeeper, and then I felt like being a goalkeeper was too boring. You know, just standing there, especially when you have good defense.
You're
I
good
mean,
at
remember what Chesney said to you there. He said he was just having fun. You know, he wasn't doing
He was
anything.
faking it. That's what he said.
Yeah, well, exactly. So for me, that was me. If you have good defense, it felt like it was just very boring. So I then went to play defense. As a defender in Luton, I know if you put it up to my colleagues or my teammates I've played with, they would tell you I was very good in that defense. Until I also felt like, hang on, I was just very, I was jealous on with the forwards when they score, and it felt like they always got the glory every single time. You know, every time they scored, everybody's running to them, including myself. I want to be the one scoring these goals, and they started trying me up front until I became the highest goal scorer in that Sunday league where I started from. And there are evidence to suggest.
Can you play defense next time we play?
I'll be too good, actually. but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stay in goal all through. I want to try it once. Let's see if we're going to concede.
If you
No,
stay in goal for the whole game,
I'll give Clinton this.
Yeah, for
He's
real.
actually good at keeping.
but do you actually think you could stay in goal for the whole game?
No,
That
you're going to
won't
see him.
come out.
He's going to take the ball and he's going to try and carry it up the pitch, get dispossessed. Someone does the chip. Easy goal for the opposition. Yeah, I already see it.
No, but I would also try it at some point, though.
You should,
Just-
though.
just-
He
just
does
stay-
dive, but
just-
he goes
just
for
stay
it.
in goal all through.
I'll defend for that game, and I'll purposely let the strikers have more shots.
Alex defending Clinton, you're just in a shadow.
Yes, no, you go through, mate. You go through, mate. I'll keep all favours. Don't worry about it.
Brilliant stuff. Chantal, I saw a comment. I'll just read it here. But Barca's going to lose 3-0 from Goodman. Barca are
That's
up
an
1-0.
interesting
So
comment. Yeah.
now they're going to retract that goal that's already happened. So we're getting some wild predictions, Chantal.
Yeah, and I'm seeing some very crazy things being said. No, somebody says PSG don't miss Mbappe. Divine says those Liverpool fans supporting Aston Villa wanting revenge. You are going to walk alone like the way Liverpool did. Whatever. But the crazy comments are not walking. Oh my God, are rolling in.
Rolling in. Okay, well, keep us posted on Mbappe and PSG, guys. We obviously know that could be a semifinal of the Champions League if Madrid can, pull that magic out of their hat and beat Arsenal, and if PSG can get past Aston Villa. But I think we spoke about this because I know I brought it up because I know it's crossed my mind before when I knew that Mbappe was coming to Madrid. But how ridiculous would it be if PSG and Real, if both teams get through, and PSG knock out Real Madrid, and just forget Madrid, Mbappe. And not only you lose to your former side that he was the Prince of Paris, but the person who commented that PSG don't miss Mbappe is not wrong in the sense that they are playing better football right now. They're playing some of the best football.
I will feel so sad. Not even if they face each other. It would be so bad if Real Madrid does not even qualify for the semis, right?
And
then
PSG
does and then wins. Ha! Hey!
No. No, if
Right, on a
PSG
similar
win
level.
the Champions League and Mbappe
And the
and
first,
Real
the
get
first
knocked out
season,
by Arsenal,
the first season Real does not win it in like.
not even not win it and not make it out of the quarters. They haven't won it every single
Oh my
year.
God.
But they've made it to like the semis.
I mean, they haven't lost in the quarterfinals since 2004. Real Madrid.
So this could be.
Yeah, they've won their last 12 quarterfinal ties.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They've always made it to
Yeah.
like the semis. 2004.
That was the last time they lost.
No.
in the quarterfinals.
That would be-
Someone
that
would
would be
need
so
to
sad,
check in on
That'd be a
Kylian Mbappe. Check in.
similar level to Harry Kane leaving Spurs to go to Bayern and then Bayern not winning the title
It honestly was.
of all years.
But they're going to win it this year.
Yeah, they will. But
Something still, I don't know. It just doesn't. Yeah. No, I think it's also because PSG have been so disappointing in the Champions League for so long, and now, like we said at the top of the show, Luis Enrique has created this team energy. He has totally shifted the side, and they're playing different football. It's convincing.
they're playing as a group, which I think is the big thing.
Yeah.
You saw them years gone by, and they've played countless quarterfinals, last 16 semi-finals. They've had the individual stars. They've had Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. They've had three of the
They've
best
had
players to
several
ever play the
managers
game.
as well.
Yeah.
They've had, you talk about the players other than that, Verratti, Blaise Matuidi, Thiago Motta. These are players that are stars. Obviously, they have had teams full of stars, David Luiz as well. But this team, yes, you've got players that are really, really, really good in that team. Barcola, Ousmane Dembele, Desiree Doué. These are fantastic players, but you don't feel like there's one that's the big ego, the big star who's, this is all about me. The team is built around me. This PSG team, it feels like a group. It feels like a cohesive unit. And Luis Enrique has done a good job to bring it round from that individual team that they had. And I think he should be given his plaudits for what he's done there. And it's been, if they get through to the semi-finals, whoever they face, PSG or Real Madrid, there'll be a tough test for whoever they face.
Clinton's having a serious thought about all of this right
No,
now.
honestly, I'm just thinking about the fact that, despite mentioning all of these players that has gone through PSG, and all of a sudden this group of young players in PSG currently just bring that Champions League title. I just feel like it's just going to be one of the most awkward things to think about, especially knowing that my goat in football was there at some point, playing with literally a Neymar and a Kylian Mbappe, and it just didn't happen. And, you have, But then again, would you not think that, of course, I'm going to give them credit that they're working hard. They're playing so well. But would you also not think that maybe during the times when you had a Kylian Mbappe, the Messi and the Neymar, that the teams in the Champions League and the caliber of players they had were just tougher compared to now?
No, I think it was just the fact that the three players didn't mesh together at all.
But no. But okay, let me give you a very typical example, because sometimes when people say, that click was just not there, yeah. When I remember some of the theatrics that I saw with that team, for example, you remember one of the goals where it happened just within the first, say, 10 seconds of the game starting, where apparently Messi said they had discussed, that tactics on how they wanted that goal to happen, where it was Neymar passing to Messi and Messi just taking it straight to Mbappe, and Mbappe took it straight and he scored. And for me, if they had such a story, in my opinion, it just meant that there was some level of understanding, and there was a high level also of the fact that they could have gelled if they wanted to. So for me, just that goal alone, each time I remember, Sarah, it's like there's no way these three guys didn't have any level of understanding, though, because that was first of all the fastest, most well-worked goal. That when they were asked, how come you guys were able to pull this? I don't know if it was Kylian Mbappe or Neymar that said this was something that they discussed in training.
Yeah.
And they said they wanted to pull it off. And they did it that once, and it happened.
Well, I think it's when I said that, I mean in the sense that, like, first of all, the three of them did not play together that much. Because we have to remember, Neymar was constantly injured,
yeah.
right? Messi also had an injury at PSG. So the three of them playing together actually wasn't that common. On top of that, the issue again, what's the problem with Mbappe and Vinny Jr.? They both favor the left side. Neymar and Mbappe. They both favored the left side. And Kylian Mbappe also being who he was at Paris, I think those two coming in as well, being bigger players than Mbappe. I don't think Mbappe liked that things, like you said, building a team around one player. He had to share it. He had to figure it out. And I think they were struggling to figure it out because everyone favored that side. So it's hard to say. I think with the skill that they have, they could pull out a tactic like that where they're like, we're going to plan this, we're going to go.
Yeah.
They're all so skillful, but it just, nothing about that worked at all.
I think also the big thing is when you look at a star-studded team like that, we see it with Real Madrid where they all want to put their impact on the game and they all want to get the goal or the assist, and this is understandably so. They're used to taking control. I think also when Mbappe was there just on his own, he was used to being that main man. I think perhaps that adaptation to having Messi and Neymar in his team,
It's exactly.
you have to get used to the spotlight going away from you, and I think this PSG team is a lot better off. It seems weird to say it. They're a lot better off without those three players.
No, definitely, in my opinion. I think these whole star-studded teams is kind of affecting, because when you look at Real Madrid currently, I think that's part of the problem.
Yes and no, because if you look at Barcelona when they won their second treble, it was Messi, Neymar, and Luis Suarez.
Yeah, but these are all friends. Like, I feel like...
But it's star-studded.
No. It's star-studded, but it's not just star.
So they're friends. So
No.
you're saying Mbappe wasn't a friend?
No, he wasn't. No, let's be sincere. Mbappe and Messi and Neymar at the time, they were some... I mean, we saw even with the media, there was all this press, or it wasn't press, all these interviews where they had to even come defend themselves to say, oh no, I don't have any issues with, or even when they left, we saw a few stuff coming in the media where it made us even realize that they were not really, that their personal relationship was not really there. It was just business as usual. If that makes it was
Business as
no, of
usual.
course it was just business on the pitch. But these names you've just mentioned of Barcelona, it wasn't just business.
Well,
it
it
was
was Messi and Neymar and Suarez.
Yeah.
And then it was Messi and Neymar and Mbappe. Messi and Neymar are friends.
Messi. And Neymar, no, but listen, but you don't understand that it takes only one person to come ruin it all, in my opinion. No, of course. Because I give you an example, even you as a girl.
She just pointed at you.
Get at it. No, but in all honesty, I think ball is it's a bit like whenever I go back to Luton to go play with this my
Here we
boys,
go
right?
again.
No. I was like giving you
Well,
guys.
they all start playing badly because you get there.
Actually, if you look at the WhatsApp group, they've missed me, man.
No, I'm saying when you come back, they start playing badly.
Oh no,
You're
come on, no. Actually, when I come back to just give them some kind of show,
Just
there's this
a
happiness.
quick update here. Dortmund trying to get after it early. We're about to kick off at the Montjuic, and Karim Adeyemi is the first sub in this one for Bayer. Clinton, your boy Sam has been taken off the pitch in this one.
Oh man.
Dortmund making the first sub. We also saw Raul Asensio warming up at the Parc de Prince, looking like Unai Emery is going to want to bring on the former PSG man into this game momentarily. But nevertheless, guys, second half underway at the Montjuic. 1-0 to Barcelona, 45 minutes to play. Everything left on the pitch. Karim Adeyemi, Clinton, not enough for you? Would you have subbed him?
Of course I would have, because in all honesty, I don't think he's literally been very effective in that first half. When you see players who are very much effective, you feel the heat, especially when you look at his speed and when you look at how skillful he is as well. You remember when we were speaking about him just before the game started, I did give him some level of praises. And
Wow.
Matty Cash coming off here for Axel Disasi.
Sorry, is that not your favorite player, Alex?
It's a Chelsea loanee that's done really well since he joined Aston Villa, and I'm really glad for him.
Are you?
Yeah, I think Aston Villa should sign him on a permanent basis. That's how good I think he is.
You are a horrible, horrible man. Okay, so we're seeing early subs in this, some pragmatic substitutions maybe. Axel Disasi and Bayer coming in for Dortmund. Dortmund pushing Barcelona early. A chance here. Looked like it was a goal. That was Jamie Gittins.
Wow.
Dortmund know they need to push Barcelona early in this one. They want to draw. They want more time to score.
A stat for you, Sara.
Yeah.
Pau Cubarsí is the youngest defender in Champions League history to record an assist, surpassing a man who is now a manager. So Pau Cubarsí is 18 years old and 77 days. The previous record holder was 18 years old in 193 days. Any guesses who that was?
And it's a manager now?
Yeah, he's a manager in the Champions League quarterfinals.
In the Champions League quarterfinals.
If anyone thinks they know the answer in the comments, do let us know.
Hang on, I'll tell you now.
Okay.
Vincent Company.
Yes, correct.
Say nothing. Like I said, I praise Pau Cubarsí so much. He's one of the best center backs in the world. And it's another player that, like Lamine Yamal, gets that kind of, in fact, you know who says it all the time? Our producer, Ben. Yeah, but he's so young, he's gonna be the best. No, he's one of the best right now, and just because he's young.
Barcelona makes it 2.
And it's Lewandowski scoring against his former side. I told you I smelt a Louis goal. I smelt it. Something about scoring against your former side.
That was well worked.
He celebrates too.
Oh, Lamine Yamal, that cross, Lamine Yamal. That was, no, you need to see what Lamine Yamal.
No, I watched the whole thing. It just was slow motion the way that ball bounced over. Oh my goodness. That is not good for Borussia Dortmund.
That's about it, isn't it?
No, it's not, because they're going to score more.
No.
I want this. I don't even want to see a second leg. I want enough comfort here. Okay, so it's Lamine Yamal on the ball, watching the replay here. Oof. Crossing it in. Rafinha header. Louis finish. They said 1, 2, 3 up front. All 3 of them a part of that. And you love to see a goal where it's such a team effort.
Oh, man.
No, the 3 of them, the connection they have, it's admirable. And Lewandowski at the ripe age of 36. Clinton, you remember that. It was about 20 years ago for you now. Still scoring goals. Still scoring goals here.
When I get to his age, I'm sure I would still be.
When you get to.
What do you mean?
Lewandowski now has 10 goals, tying Serhei Guirassy in the Champions League leaderboard here. So all top 3 goal scorers in this game right now.
If Lewandowski scores 2 more goals, he'll obviously level Rafinha, but that would mean that there's now only one player who scored more goals in a single campaign for Barcelona than Rafinha at the moment. Obviously Messi.
Yeah.
But if those 2, and they could if they go all the way, both break those records. And score more than 14 goals in a season.
I think it would be a little bit more. I'm trying to think about it. I think if Rafinha does it, I think it would be more special because he's a winger. Lewandowski is such a clinical striker that I think him scoring more than Messi in a Champions League campaign makes sense to me. He plays a striker. Messi plays a 10. Rafinha being a winger, I think that also gives it that, it's a bit more difficult. So.
Oh my God. Jesus!
Wow.
Bro, Quarterfinal! Jesus! Quarterfinal! You need to see the way he worked this goal, man. Oh my God, this guy is so good. Bro, Quarterfinal! Quarterfinal! Oh my God, this guy is so good.
Joining in
Bro!
And cementing his name in PSG.
You need to see the way. Oh, this guy is good.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Jesus
so 2 goals
Christ.
in 5 minutes. 1 for Lewandowski, 1 for Kvichov. Wow, you've screwed up. Scalia. My. Let's watch this build up here.
Wow.
What a goal.
Wow.
What a goal.
No.
Who was that?
It came off of DB Martinez. It came off of DB Martinez.
Axel?
Wow.
Oh, no, it didn't.
Was that Axel Disasi who was falling over and at fault for the goal there, who wasn't marking his man?
I'm sorry. Have we been gifted the best goals in the 2 quarterfinals so far? Oh my. Sorry, Axel Disasi, Alex, just on loan. Back to Chelsea in the summer?
No, Villa should sign him. No, I mean, he was at fault for that goal. It was poor defending.
Wow, okay. 2 early goals, all right. Second half heating up. Chantal, we have 2 goals in just the first 5 minutes. No, Chantal? No, Chantal. Oh, she's here. I hear you. There you are.
Okay, great. So I can tell you, for the ones who are hate watching, as Liverpool fans, it's not going very well. But in terms of the goals that we're seeing, persons are hyped about it, and a few persons are still saying that Aston Villa can pull this off. So we would love to see that. And I'm seeing a comment from Markinde.
what's
Mbappe
he
doesn't
saying now?
miss PSG either. The world is not ending in 2024-25 season. Hello. There's a lot of football to be played.
Wait, sorry, what was the first half of that? What did he say?
It was Mbappe doesn't miss
He's
PSG
saying that
either.
Mbappe doesn't miss
Oh,
PSG
Mbappe doesn't miss
either.
PSG. I don't think in the long run Mbappe will miss PSG, but let's not pretend that this has been an amazing, season. There's been problems. Listen,
I mean, for me,
There's
I don't
another
think,
comment
I don't think it's been a bad
relating
season
to
for
that.
Mbappe because considering for a player who a whole half of a season, things were not really going well for him, and he's been able to be the second highest goal scorer in the La Liga. In my opinion, I think he's done exceptionally well, though.
not what I meant. More so in the issues with him and Vinny both playing on this side.
Yeah.
Real Madrid hasn't been convincing whatsoever this season. Injury prone as well. It hasn't been a for Real. So for
Yeah.
him to come to Real, I
Yeah.
mean. And then you have a PSG who locked in the league in the beginning of April, and is playing some of the best Champions League football they've played in
No, of course. But
ages.
Sarah, do you know? You see, the only reason why sometimes I feel like Mbappe is, I have to give him all the hat and the respect, because for somebody who's now been forced to play a position that this is not in his natural habitat, yeah.
Natural habitat.
No, for real. Honestly, the best.
David Attenborough. David Attenborough over here.
I don't know what that is.
No, David Attenborough.
No, quite. You know I'm Nigerian, right?
No, but you've lived in England.
But do you know Peace Corps?
No.
Exactly. Ended that one. Nah, but honestly, I feel like for somebody who they've had to force to become a nine, that we know this is not a Kylian Mbappe. Well, of course, we know he could be very.
He can play as
He can play as a nine, but if you ask him Mbappe, where has been
wing.
your best position? It's the left wing, and now playing from that nine, my man is still, being that one of the top goal scorers. I think it's something I must give him credit.
Oh, he's an extremely versatile player.
Yeah.
I think also when you look at, I think this is partly also the thing. He's a good nine, but, and this is maybe just me looking at it from a point of view of the type of football that I think works. For a number nine, I think you need to have a little bit more physical presence. I don't think Mbappe quite has that physical presence that you would need as a number nine. I look at the nines that can play really well in that position.
No, Lamine, sorry.
God, this
Lamine's
guy's
actually
becoming
taking the
very annoying.
piss. Sorry, Alex, but no, you see that?
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, for me, I just feel like this guy just doesn't take people seriously.
No, he doesn't. Sorry, Alex, go ahead.
No, I was saying the number nine's PSG with a chance here. Villa coming away. It's a foul there. The number nines that I really admire and look at in this game have that physical presence as well as the technical ability. Look at Harry Kane, Lewandowski, Haaland, I think is the main one. Yes, there are nines that perhaps aren't as physical that are still brilliant, but I think that's perhaps something about Mbappe's game where you feel like he could easily get out-muscled by a big defender.
100%. I think with Kylian Mbappe, he relies more on his speed and how skillful he can be. But
I mean, there's nothing wrong with relying on that because he is really quick.
Of course. That's why I brought in his speed, obviously. But yeah, with Haaland, I think number nines come with their different, their stronghold. Like you mentioned, Haaland is that physicality and being able to hold that hold. I don't think you see that ability to have that proper hold play with Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is more of the guy who just gets in the ball, he can run with the ball, try to do a couple of dribbles and take a shot, or try to run into positions where he feels the ball might get to, but then again, that speed really does help him.
An update on the odds here on Sporty Bet, and they've just gone up this moment. Barcelona to win 1.02.
Oh.
Dortmund, guess.
Dortmund 30. What was that right?
Over, higher.
40, 50.
You're talking about Dortmund here?
Dortmund to win,
Oof. 60,
higher.
75,
Jesus.
Higher.
80, 90,
95.
95.
Okay, no, this
Wow.
Hey,
To be fair, to win today, that's not.
it's definitely not going to happen. Definitely not going to happen.
And oh my God, they're at 100. They're at
Wow.
100 right now on
Wow.
Sporty Bet. Meanwhile, PSG to win 1.12. Aston Villa, take a guess.
Aston Villa.
26.
Higher.
38.
Higher?
Higher.
42.
45.
Higher, really? 45? I think that's a good one to take a risk on, though.
Well, 2 goals. Yeah, that 2 goals to win. Bayern need.
No, it's just 2 goals, though. And this is like 55 minutes. Like I see, that could easily happen. It's not like Aston Villa have been very
35,
bad.
but-
Here's a scenario you'll like, Clinton. Marking Day's saying PSG don't need Mbappe. Sara's the striker, you pulling the strings in the midfield, and me in goal.
You in goal. I mean,
I
if
love
you're
that
fast
I'm
enough.
a striker.
With Dembele, Barcola, and Hakimi.
I mean, if they're on the pitch with us, they'll make us look
Obviously,
good.
Nuno Mendes.
And obviously Nuno Mendes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the scenes?
I mean, I wouldn't mind playing for PSG for a season.
Get the bag.
Live in Paris for a year.
To be
Not
honest,
too
I
sad.
think I'm probably better than. Do
We're
they have a
careful
striker? Do they have a striker? Or are they playing with a striker?
PSG.
Yeah.
What?
Come again.
No, because I know Dembele doesn't. Wait, Kvaratskhelia is.
Dembele striker.
Kvaratskhelia is the wing.
Dembele is a striker?
but he's
Dembele's
playing,
playing striker
He's playing as a
in-
number 9.
Really?
Him and Doué and Kvara are on each side of.
Yeah, but I don't see Dembele as a striker. I think he's more of a right winger. in my
Sure, but that's how they're playing him. And here he is. Marco Asensio is entering the match. 57 minutes in, and they're bringing the man that played for Paris here.
Cool.
Could he
Imagine if he scores. Imagine.
mimic Lewandowski? Yes.
Wow.
I would. Let's find out.
What a story that would be.
No, I want to find out how.
How
What are
many-
the odds? How?
Oh, the odds of Marco Asensio to score.
Yeah. Just give me one moment. Anytime.
Oh my God, let me stop this, man.
I wouldn't be surprised if Barca get another 1 or 2 goals.
No, it
two.
feels like it. It feels like it.
Marco Asensio to.
There's a piece of skill there from Kvaratskhelia.
We have to wait until he's subbed on,
PSG
and then I'll
again.
give you the odds.
PSG on the break.
Oh,
Cross him.
To make it
Cross
3-1.
him.
Oh,
Oh!
oh,
Yeah. Martinez.
save.
Oh, God.
wow, what is
yeah, but they
Get rid of it.
they ruined that.
rid of it?
Oh, I hate to see Pedri distraught. It's just horrible.
What a chance that was for PSG. Wow.
Another player I think we, with Barcelona and how star-studded they are, another player that people don't talk enough about is Pedri, and just everything that he is for this team. Pedri's the best. He's the best midfielder in the world. When I say that, knowing who Federico Valverde is, I think because Federico can play anywhere. But I think in terms of just that position,
Best midfielder in the world.
without a shadow of a doubt, it's him and Valverde. It's him and Valverde. But
Better than Rodri?
yeah, this for sure this season. Rodri's not
Nah.
playing.
Okay, this season.
I mean, like, yeah, this
Well, what
is.
are we doing? Okay, no, I'm talking about 2010.
No, but if.
Like, what are we
if-
doing
if
here?
it's
What-
not-
No, but no. But
Rodri's
Sarah,
still an
no,
active
but Sarah,
footballer.
yeah, well, exactly. Like that's what I was gonna say. Like you're not gonna say because somebody's injured, and then there's one person who, like, even with Pedri, sorry, even with Rodri not playing, Pedri's still not the best midfielder in the world.
Who would you have ahead of him?
Rodri
I think the thing is okay. Look at the likes of David Alaba.
and Valverde, obviously.
Okay. Yeah.
She's not
Of
even
course.
looking at me when I talk.
Sorry, go on.
You saw David Alaba? He did the ACL. He's not the same guy.
Definitely.
So
Let's wait for Rodri to come back.
that's exactly what I would say. I would say wait, because for sure before Rodri, one of the best midfielders of all time. But Pedri's cementing his name as becoming that too. I think I'm just worried about what could happen because when players get injured.
No, I feel like form could be temporal, but class is permanent.
And Pedri is all class.
Yeah,
Pedri
exactly.
is one of the classiest
No, but
players.
but that's what I'm saying. So I was going to use Rodri as an example to that,
No,
for that stuff. Like I
100%
feel like
Rodri.
Rodri,
I know,
he's
I-
good form.
100%.
Yeah, he might not be on. He's even on form. He's just injured, right? But the class, you just know he's that player whom is always going to be there.
100.
Kevin De Bruyne was one of those players whom I thought, that he
But
he
see
could
how
have both
that
the form
changed.
and but he's changed,
Yeah,
since
that's
being injured.
scary.
So for me, it just meant that. Sorry.
Declan Rice?
I
No,
didn't
he's
bring
not.
it up.
He's not. I mean, I know he's got a very good, so beautiful free kick, but I'm not going to put him there just yet.
Jude Bellingham?
No, definitely not.
Not even.
Definitely,
close.
bro. Apparently, since he got that girlfriend, man, you should
It's
get
not
out
even.
of here.
It's not even that. I think Carlo Ancelotti isn't playing Jude in his right position. But
Yep, true that.
when I look at this season, there's and you know who's making a really good shout lately, but Vitinha is really making
That's
his
true.
name known. But for me, Pedri and Fede are the two above everyone else. I think Fede's versatility, but I think Pedri's ability to control a game is ridiculous. Hakimi here getting a talking to. Sorry, can we just, Alex, who was the sub for Aston Villa? Because I saw them come off. Was it Ramsey?
It was, I can tell you now, as far as I'm aware, it's just been the one. Oh, no, it was Marco Asensio coming on for Ramsey, I think.
Yeah, it was
Right.
Ramsey. He was fuming. He was fuming, by the way. He went to the bench and was not happy about that sub from Unai Emery. But he hasn't been too present. No, he scored. Wow. No, it was Morgan Rogers who scored.
Morgan
Sorry,
Rogers.
I've lost my
Morgan
whole
Rogers
mind.
scored.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Yes,
chance
chance
for
for Barca,
Barca.
chance for Barca. Take it.
3-0.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Fermin! Oh, Gavi's
Jesus.
going to come in. Gavi's going to come in. That was it. That was your last chance.
Chance for PSG.
Oh,
as well. Oh, Kelly, a nutmeg. That was a lovely move, that was.
Oh, Fermin. You have to finish that.
What? No, but he
Oh, he was
actually
safe.
hit
He
the
was
woodwork,
safe.
you know.
No,
he hit the woodwork. I think. Watch that. See?
Oh, it was, yeah.
Still, that was a lovely shot.
Damn,
Did the keeper get a
no.
touch?
I think he was.
I thought it was a touch. It was the woodwork.
No, he didn't get a touch. I think he was just unlucky there, man. But that was a very good strike. Oh man.
Wolf. Kobal's being put to the test here right now. We've seen some great performances from the keepers
Nah,
so far.
this Dortmund, they deserve to get out of this league, man.
Well,
they are just wasting my time.
Aston Villa are now up to 33% possession.
Okay.
So getting there. On the way.
I feel like I'm so disappointed in. I even enjoyed Madrid and Arsenal yesterday.
How did you get that ball there? Are you kidding me? Oh, Kobal, what a save. But I'm
Fermin
sorry.
again?
Look at Lamine, how did you find him? No, this is ridiculous.
It's the fact that Sarah doesn't even care about the person who didn't score it.
Look at this. Watch. He's pressured. Right exactly to you. He finds you.
No, but that's the thing. That's how you know a quality player. He sees it before he even has the ball. That's the thing. Like, let's see. Forget about Lamine at this point. Right?
Oh, Fermin. It's too many chances. Sorry.
But Lamine is doing his job, man.
I think it's time for Ollie Watkins to come on for Aston Villa.
Or John.
I think Marcus.
Sorry, John who?
I think Marcus Rashford has been quiet. I'd like to.
No, he has been quiet actually. Yeah.
Hasn't done much. I'd like to see more from that within the front line because Morgan Rogers at the moment has been the only threat.
Yep.
And I think John McGinn's been busy, but I don't think John McGinn's the man that's going to run through 5 players and score.
I'm so disappointed in Dortmund.
Did you say?
I knew they were bad, but not this bad.
Did you say 2-1 to? Well, that's already wrong.
I mean, there's still one goal coming, man.
It can't be 2-1 to Dortmund if Barca has 2 goals.
No, but you didn't get what I was trying to say from.
Get out, pick your head
But you
up.
obviously knew I meant
That's
it.
right.
No.
Did you get what you were trying to say?
No, he had no clue. Alex, you said 2-1 to PSG, right?
Yeah.
And so did Calvin.
And I said 3-1 to Dortmund.
Oh, that's mad.
3-1 to Barca, which I still think could happen.
I said 3-1 to Barca too. Happy with 3-0 if I'm honest. 2-1 to PSG. So you need to.
Oh, it is done. It's
and
done. It's done.
Oh.
Done.
Oh
Oh my
Yeah!
God.
Lewandowski time! 3 goals to Barcelona, making it look easy. Oh God, I love this team. Yes, let's go for 5. Come on. Wow, Louis doing his old team dirty.
Do you know what the crazy thing is, Sarah?
Tell me.
There's actually still more goals in this game.
I honestly want it to be 5.
No, I think
I
there's
want to
more
play
goals.
a rotated side at the Signal Iduna.
Do you know Lewandowski is the first player in Champions League history to reach double figures in a single season for 3 different teams in the Champions League?
I don't like all these stats, man. It's just
Dortmund, Bayern Munich, and Barcelona.
Lewandowski is going to be the first player that I've ever coughed before playing before scoring
Slightly
the third goal.
different.
Like no,
The
but
first player to score 10
like-
or more goals
it's
in
like
a single season.
when I hear these stats, I'm like, how do people come up with all these different stats?
What's wrong
Like,
with this
No,
stat?
but it's very
He's
annoying,
the
man.
first player in Champions League history to score 10 or more goals for 3 different teams.
Next minute
It's
you
not
will
that
hear-
hard to get.
Next minute you will hear Lamine Yamal is the first player who was able to turn back before issuing a pass that a player at age of 30
This is
was
not
able to
that
score.
complicated.
Come on,
He
man.
scored 10 times for 3 different clubs. Come on. KlintonCod is the only player to say he's been a professional when he's not actually been a professional.
A couple of substitutions being made here. Nemecha and Chukwuemeka coming off for Reina. And I didn't see who that second player was, unfortunately. If we can just check into that quickly. 2 seconds, guys.
Ozcan.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sara Ozcan. I think this is done and dusted for Dortmund.
Definitely.
I don't think they.
I want it to be
Nah,
five.
there's
Even
nothing.
at the Signal Iduna Park, I don't think they're around.
Forget about it, man. Otilo. Do you know the meaning of Otilo?
Otilo.
Chantal,
Say Otilo.
Otilo.
we've had some
that mean?
goals.
Otilo.
What does it mean?
Barcelona
I'll tell
up
you, just
3-0.
say
Is anyone reacting to that? Is it expected? Is anyone talking about PSG and Aston Villa?
Sorry, Chantal or Sarah, just hold on, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's just a group going on just for like 30 seconds.
There's a
yeah?
what?
I just want Alex. Okay, well you say Otilo.
Otila.
Huh?
What?
Otilo.
Otila.
Yeah. Say the way Sarah said it. Otilo.
Otilo.
What was
What's
that?
wrong with the way I
No, what was that?
I don't even know what he's saying, but I know that wasn't right. Ow!
But you know what I mean, Otilo?
No.
You see now that you see what Arsenal did to Real Madrid yesterday,
Yeah.
and what Barcelona is now doing to Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah. Was it a
Yeah.
thrashing?
No, it's basically when you say Otilo, it means it's gone.
Right. Game
When it's
o-
gone,
game
it's
over.
gone. It's done. Game
Okay.
over. Otilo.
Otilo.
Oh, Gavi's coming in. It's time. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Chantal, sorry, we had just a little pigeon lesson, I guess, in between. But please read us some comments.
Well, the comments. So Nathaniel says Clinton is pretending to be happy for Barca.
I am not
We're
happy.
confused about that one, but I still noted it. And Sarah, you can't use the measurements of this season to crown someone as the best in the world. Pedri is good, but he's not the best midfielder in the world. Remove your bias. Eric
It's not
says,
biased,
from the
mate. Watch
moment
football.
I've perceived Barca to win this season. Bobby says PSG Cork score 3-1. And is Mbappe the jinx? He left PSG to win trophies, the CL, and he might win nothing major with Real Madrid.
Those
are the comments,
so
guys.
sad. Like, that's crazy.
Sir, do you know what the crazy thing is when you think about it, yeah? Copa del Rey finals, yeah? It's very likely to go to Barcelona. Who knows? Yeah?
Inshallah.
You look, okay, yeah, well, then you look at the Champions League. Likely Real Madrid probably going to go. La Liga, Barcelona going to take it. Yeah? Like, truly, Mbappe's first season, there's a very high chance he's having nothing.
Well, he won the Super Cup, UEFA Super Cup.
Well, that was not even, I mean, he didn't work hard. People worked hard for that. He only just came and played the final, right? And that was it.
He came for the celebration.
Okay, well, exactly for the celebration. So I'm not going to, I mean, he knows that he's not part of it. But yeah, it's just going to be so odd knowing that he's coming and there's no trophy, like, for the club.
No, I mean,
But then again, I'm not going to blame him. I think that he's done quite well for the. I mean, take you where all Mbappe goes. I don't know where Madrid will be. Oh my God, what was that?
Well, it's a corner for Dortmund. It's a chance for them to get something on the board here. If anyone's going to score, it's got to be Guirassy after. I mean, he should have 3 goals.
if Dortmund score, that's my bet locked in for that game. And that's my bet locked in overall, unless there's any more goals in the PSG Aston Villa game.
If any, see, I need Dembele to score in that game.
No. I need it to stay
Okay,
as
fine,
it is.
fine. You no Dembele, no Dortmund. That's our deal.
God.
Yeah, well, here you go. And it's Zaire Emery who looks like he's going to be coming out for PSG.
Dembele to come off.
It's okay. I took the Barca 3-0 win. Sorry, guys.
Just need a Dortmund goal, though.
Oh, he's going to take Dembele off, too, because he's been so quiet in this game.
PSG, 3-1.
Oh my God.
Was it Dembele?
Offside.
Hakimi.
Phew.
It's not offside.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, now Dembele do the same and score and then get subbed off. Quick.
Definitely offside.
I don't know if that's definite. Look
Yeah.
at
What's
this.
definitely
miles
offside?
offside.
Sarah, that's miles offside, man.
Sorry, was I?
Or are you looking at the wrong player?
I think I was looking at the wrong
you're
player.
looking at the wrong player. I think he was
I
the
think
right.
I was also looking at the wrong game.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
Fabian Ruiz.
Ruiz coming off.
Chance for Dembele to score, Alex. Fabian Ruiz will
To
be
be
the
honest,
player coming off
I
for
have-
Warren Zaire-Emery.
I have less faith in Dortmund scoring than I do in PSG Villa staying 2-1. I
You
can
have-
see another goal coming in that PSG Villa game, but I really doubt.
I can see another
Dortmund
goal
will
coming
score.
in the Barca Bayern.
But for Barca,
Yes.
I don't think Dortmund are going to score.
They could score one. I mean, Sergei Guirassi's gotten close. And it's Bradley Barcola for Desiree Doué, the man with the beautiful goal in the first half. And what a goal that was. Okay. These are, I didn't even realize that Bradley Barcola wasn't playing. Like, this team, these youngsters, they're incredible. Wow.
And to know how threatening and dangerous that guy is.
Such
My
good
God.
squad depth.
Yeah. Zaire-Emery and Barcola are your subs. What are we? Incredible. Marquinhos not even playing. Kim and Jay's not even playing. Is he?
No, he's not.
He's not. He's injured. Sergei Guirassy picking up a yellow card here.
Ooh, Aston Villa, come on, do it.
Gavi.
PSG to win 2-1, but Aston Villa to win at Villa Park.
Well, let's see. Fermin getting a standing ovation from the Barcelona fans for his effort here. We saw him involved in a lot of chances for Barcelona and the last goal for Lewandowski, even though he didn't score himself. And it's Gavi who's going to be coming on, who has been really trusted by Hansi Flick in these past few games as well. Also not a bad sub. We're talking about subs coming off the bench. Gavi as a sub, not too shabby. That kind of rhymed. Sorry. I gotta go.
That's all we have time for, folks. See you tomorrow.
Oh
Villa
my
on the
God.
attack here. Marcus Rashford, as you would say, Clinton, needs to do something in this game. He's been quiet tonight.
You see, Rashford, yeah, I don't know why he finds it so difficult to literally just do what we expect wingers to do, like just run through people. Even if he doesn't go through, like still try, man. It's almost like the confidence isn't still there. Like, bro, run, try to dribble. You have it in you, man. We've seen him do it. So I don't understand.
Chantal, I hope you've seen that comment from Mark and Day and you've stored it away.
Chantal can read them now. I didn't see it. I don't even have it.
Have you seen it, Chantal?
Is it the one about Pedri?
Yes.
Okay, Dortmund.
Okay. It's
Not enough. And offside.
Oh my God.
They
man.
actually
Barcelona, man.
have this.
Barcelona, no, we need to.
It's robotic. How what?
At this point, man.
The way he
Oh my
switched.
God.
Right when he. Oh, sorry, Chantal. It's just a joke, is what it is. It's a joke. This team, so good.
Okay. So, Markinde, it seems you guys know much about Pedri. Please tell me the difference in Zubimendi and Pedri's style of play and a reason to watch more football. And also, there's also a question to Clinton. Someone asked, if Pedri is not the best midfielder in the world right now, then who is and what does the person do better than Pedri? I don't recall you saying anything.
I told you before.
What does Rodri do better than Pedri?
Rodri stays
Get
injured
injured.
more than anybody.
He's injured. Come on, man.
Nah, but come on, man. We're not going to disrespect a Ballon d'Or winner and somebody who has put his life on the ground. To
No.
literally, he left City and City just went dead. You
No,
know how
I
crazy
think
that is.
Rodri is. This season, I'm happy to concede Pedri. But I think in terms of players still active, I think Rodri is.
Look at
Lamine.
Yes.
Lamine.
Lamine scores.
Oh my God. Lamine.
Do you know what I was just happy? You know what I was just happy to see there?
So happy for him. I'm just
Do you know-
happy.
Do you know what I was happy to see there? I was happy to see that somebody gave him
The
such a
Trivela.
beautiful assist that like
Rafinha, it was Rafinha.
Lamine type of assist, he got it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, so this is even worse than Real Madrid. Thank God.
Nah. Oh, I'm so happy for. Oh my God. Yes.
This is.
Send
this
them
is
packing.
to be honest, this is the worst team I've seen in the semis. Sorry, quarters. I mean,
It's been brilliant football from Barcelona, but poor from Borussia Dortmund.
Look at this pass, Rafinha. Giving him Lamine the Trivela himself, and just
I don't mind.
Easy.
I don't mind how this Barcelona game ends up, just as long as Borussia Dortmund get a goal. Just one. That's all.
nah,
That's all
I
that
don't.
needs to happen.
You don't seem like they can even get. You know, I was saying that there are goals in this game, and you know the funny thing, there's still another goal, or probably even two more.
I can see
And,
Barcelona.
and
getting
it's not. It's
another
not
one.
coming. It's not even coming from Borussia. That's the most annoying.
oh,
part.
I love these guys. Look at them, they're just friends.
In as much as I didn't want City to be this beautiful Barcelona, but I
Clinton is a closeted Barcelona fan. No one knows, but he does enjoy
Oh,
watching good
But
football.
no. But you know the truth, right? Good. All right. Cool.
Okay, two subs, Nicolas Sula and Duranville coming on for Dortmund. So Dortmund have now made, what, 5 subs? I don't know if that can save them. Chantal, I feel like I heard you. Maybe not. That's okay. It's 4-0 to Barcelona, about 12 minutes left in this one. 2-1 to PSG, 12 minutes left. Bradley Barcola with the ball. Let's see if PSG can score one more, if Aston Villa can draw it. Not too big of a deficit, Alex, like we were saying, if the match ends like this for Aston Villa.
no. I think they'll go to Villa Park happy with the 2-1 loss. Oh, happy is the wrong word, but they'll be confident that they can turn this tie around at home in front of their own fans. They've shown that they can penetrate this PSG defence. I think PSG do look dangerous, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they grab another before this game's up, because this Villa defence does look a little bit shaky. But if it ends 2-1, I think Villa will be content and confident enough. that they can turn it around.
100%, I think so too. 1 goal, that's all you need. Away goals don't matter. Come
Yeah.
on. It was Julian Ryerson and Jamie Gittins that were subbed off for Dortmund. And Hansi Flick is now going for a triple sub. El Tiburon, Ferran Torres coming in, Eric Garcia, and Ronald Araujo all being subbed off. Pedri coming off, giving the young man some rest. I wouldn't be surprised if it's also Inigo Martinez, as we've seen that he was recently injured, but we're waiting to see who else is coming. Inigo Martinez, and for a standing ovation, Lewandowski and Ferran Torres will now take over as striker. I'm honestly happy with this.
Yep.
Rest some players.
Same here.
Perfect. Got a busy weekend against Leganés. By the way, that game will be on Sporty TV, and the 3 of us will be there for that one.
And remember, it's Clinton versus Mendieta. So
It is Clinton versus Mendieta. And we're giving away a Leganés Sporty jersey, so make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's going to be a busy Saturday.
absolutely.
I think you'll challenge Lamine as well.
Poof, that would be good.
Well, that would end badly.
No, that would really end smoothly because like all this stuff Lamine keeps doing, it's not going to happen.
A triple substitution for Aston Villa. Onana, Watkins, and Maatsen in. And I saw that it was Marcus Rashford out. Let's just confirm the other 2 players. John McGinn, Yuri Tielemans, and Marcus Rashford out for Watkins, Maatsen, and Onana. Maatsen scored over the weekend as well. So these are some scary subs for Aston Villa. Unai Emery said, "I'm not done just yet."
I'm quite surprised that Watkins didn't start in this game though.
Marcus Rashford's been disappointing tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be honest, we literally just saw Marcus Rashford of Manchester United.
To be honest, Aston Villa hasn't been very exciting as a
At all,
whole.
at all. at all.
The fact that it's 2-1, I think
The only threat that they've had
This has
is
been a weird
going
game.
forward has been Morgan Rogers.
like Paris haven't been bad, and their goals were great, but it's only 2-1. You know what I mean? Like when you look at it, you're like, they were the better side, but not by a long shot, I guess. They definitely need that third goal.
Exactly, I was just gonna say that.
Get
They
out.
definitely need that extra one, just to at least end the game.
Well, we are reaching the last 10 minutes of both of these matches here. Will we see more goals? It's feeling like a yes.
No, Barcelona game, definitely more goals. And guess
5,
what?
a nice round number. Come on.
And guess what? I believe will be happening on this one.
For Dortmund?
Yeah. So
Okay.
because obviously
Dortmund on the break.
they are trying to find goals
Dortmund
now,
desperate for something.
Ooh,
Cleared away
Villa,
easily.
Villa.
Oh no. You know, because right now they are trying everything to get goals. Yeah. All Barcelona just needs to do is just to sit, wait for counters, and that's it.
They're not that.
Oh, Dortmund with a chance here. Oh, another corner.
Oh, this smoker.
Barcelona's the
this
type of
smoker is
team,
doing a
though,
good job, man.
to sit. I think it's more Dortmund are desperate for something.
Of
and
course,
they're just going to
absolutely.
put everything in that
Yeah.
way.
Dortmund have to score. If they don't score tonight, that's it.
Oh, London's still on the pitch.
I think they can forget about
Yeah, I was thinking
getting
about that
to
too.
the semi-finals.
He got pulled early, though, against...
Decent cross. Oh!
Chance! Big save!
What a
Wojciech Szczesny
save.
waking up in this one.
My brother,
Wow.
I've just smoked.
Good chances here for Borussia Dortmund. Sure there. Lovely save from
Yeah.
Wojciech Szczesny. Ooh.
Having to do a little work this evening. We've seen great goalkeeping so far in these 4 matches, though, of the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Courtois put to the test.
Oh, Dortmund.
Nah.
Dortmund are pushing here.
No, they are.
I mean, it's all too late.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
4 goals down.
Yep.
This would have been good from the beginning
This could easily be some kind of clean sheet, though.
for Barca.
Yeah.
I don't know. Dortmund look dangerous here.
Nah, but I think this thing goes to N5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Because,
happening?
because
What's going on?
I mean,
Wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh,
Who did No way.
goal kick.
Who is coming off of... Did I just see...
wait.
No. I think...
Yeah, you did.
Ansu!
Hey.
The resurrected... Yeah, no. I actually couldn't believe my eyes. Ansu Fati is making his
probably gonna
debut
come
appearance
for-
for Barcelona in 2025.
It's probably gonna come in for Lamine actually.
Lamine, take him off. I'm absolutely okay with that.
Oh,
Wow.
Fati.
Clinton and I actually spoke to Ansu Fati after the
Yeah.
match against Atletico.
Atletico, yeah. And
He was
quite,
lovely.
Yeah, no, he was. And you know the funny thing,
How was his English?
very good actually. Very good. He literally did speak really well.
Sorry, I just am kind of understanding here if Ansu's coming on for Lamine. We saw Lamine signaling. I think Lamine signaled for a sub, which is a bit nerve-wracking for Barcelona. The youngster literally never asked to come off, so he might be feeling some discomfort. Hopefully they get ahead of it before the weekend match against Leganés.
I'll be so happy if Ansu Fati scores one. I swear down.
I'll be happy too.
Oh man, I just feel so sad for him, with how much he's
He's just been stricken with injuries. Remember, he went to Brighton last
No,
season and he
I
got
know.
injured at Brighton.
Ansu!
For
Wait, is it coming
Rafinha.
from Rafinha?
Okay, and Lamine Yamal's coming off. Okay, good. Let's rest everyone. Good job. Oh, Rafinha. Who's else is coming on?
Oh, but Rafinha didn't get on the score sheet.
Is it Pau Victor? Well, double substitution being made here for, wow, look at this. Isn't this a bit interesting to see? Lamine Yamal switching off for Ansu Fati. Something maybe none of us ever thought we would see. I think Rafinha was just having a quick chat with...
Wow, Ansu Fati, I'm so happy to see him on the pitch, man.
This is the first time he's on the pitch in 2025.
Wow. Still feels weird seeing him wear the number 10.
We're still not okay with that. Nothing against Ansu Fati, but
Ooh. And possible attack here for Barcelona. Can they make it 5?
come on, Eric.
If they make it 5, Dortmund might as well just pack the bags and not bother next week.
Honestly.
We don't have to play. Take the week off.
But Barca could even afford to rest some players in that second leg.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm hoping. But not
They
too
already
much.
can.
Not too much. Just, get some runs in. Everyone gets a couple minutes. PSG Aston Villa, the second half, I haven't been impressed, guys.
No.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm happy. If it stays like this, I'm happy. And
Kvic has scored, obviously, but since that...
Dortmund to score, I'll be even happier.
Oh, hang on. Rafinha actually did score. Jesus, sorry.
I said that. He scored the first goal.
Oh, PSG.
Remember that tap-in that we thought was Cabarsi?
Oh, yes, sorry.
We bring you back. Yeah, it's the most goals in the Champions League campaign this season, alongside Lewandowski now and Sergio.
No.
Chance for Dortmund, chance for something. Look for the cross.
Jesus.
There it is.
Oh, my God.
Brilliant,
Barcelona, they are not letting it happen, man.
brilliant defending from Barcelona. They said, not today. They're all on the same page, whether it's Araujo, Inigo Martinez, Pau Cubarsí. Brilliant defending from Barcelona. So I just want to let everyone know here that the last time Ansu Fati played a match for Barcelona in La Liga was against Real Sociedad, and it was October 11th
Wow.
in La Liga.
2024.
2024 in the Champions League. He had 5 minutes against that Bayern Munich 4-1 win.
Wow.
So that was October. Wait, okay.
Wait. Is that not offside?
October
This is
20.
not an offside. Oh! Offside. I knew it was an off.
Oh.
It was miles offside, man. No, it was
Dortmund
miles.
did score a goal, but it was
No,
offside.
I saw it. It was literally all of them were off. Just watch.
But okay, did
All
you
of
see
them.
what Koundé just
All
did?
of them.
The way they look and they go, pull back. Like,
All
it's
of them.
so...
All of them were literally off. To be honest, I was quite surprised they didn't even call it like.
This team is just so in sync. How do they do this? Anyways, Ansu Fati hasn't been in a football match here for Barcelona since October.
That's a long time.
I know.
No, sorry, November 10th. Sorry, the way this is American. Yeah. November 10th against Real Sociedad, and he got 21 minutes in that game. We are, ladies and gentlemen, April 9th. So it's been 5 months since Ansu Fati has played any minutes for Barcelona. There's been a few matches actually this season. He hasn't even been in the squad. So it's really nice to see.
To think about the fact that he was so highly rated, though. Like he was this young kid who was going to be Lamine Yamal.
He was meant to be the next best thing, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Arsenal with a
Nice.
here for
Cut
5.
him!
Oh, no. Too short with the pass there.
Come on, let's make 5.
Come on.
Honestly, I've actually,
One.
I don't know, for some reason, I actually want it to be 5.
Oh, I just want 1 from
I don't know.
They can get 7 or 8. I don't care.
Closeted Barcelona, I'm telling you, because he enjoys watching good football. He just wants to see me dance.
No, to be honest, I just want Ansu
And
Fati to
still.
score. I want Ansu Fati
I want Ansu to score too. Come on, for the headlines. About 1 minute of extra time, both at the Parc des Princes. PSG up 2-1 to Aston Villa. Barcelona up 4-0 to Borussia Dortmund, at Montjuic. And 3 minutes of extra time left at Montjuic. Is it enough for Ansu Fati? Is it enough for Dortmund to score? Let's find out. Oh yeah, let's go for Ansu Fati. 5-0.
5-1.
I'm over it, Alex. Doesn't look like Dembele's doing anything. One time.
I think PSG Villa seems like it's staying as it is.
Yep.
2-1
Looks like it.
prediction.
I'm a bit unimpressed with this game.
I think Villa will be very happy. Coming
Yeah,
into
and they
the
should
second
be.
leg.
Well,
Well,
I don't think they
you
played
guys-
well. I don't think PSG necessarily played that well.
oh.
Sergio Guirassy.
No.
Have you guys not noticed that this is exactly what happened yesterday? One team battered one and the other ones just ended 2-1. Literally same today again. Obviously not same scoreline for Barcelona.
No.
And
Yeah, but
Borussia,
I think Inter were more convincing than PSG against Bayern.
I think Barca was slightly more convincing than Arsenal.
Yeah, true.
But you'd probably say the levels are a bit different. Barca are a lot better than Borussia Dortmund. Whereas Arsenal, on paper, maybe yesterday, they were far better than Real Madrid, but in terms of quality of players,
Yeah, obviously
maybe a bit more level.
No, definitely not level. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, Real Madrid have the best.
Jesus Christ. We are even talking about an Arsenal without even a striker. Like literally using a midfield as a striker. Come on. Who even scored? With 2 beautiful free kick from Food.
You keep talking about Declan Rice.
I didn't say Declan Rice, I said Food.
You mentioned him somehow. He's living in your head, Rent.
He's living in my head for real. My man is not even paying no bills, man.
No, you're paying him.
I am paying him, actually.
Just under,
3 minutes of extra time at the Parc de France. Sorry, Alex.
That's all right. No, I was just saying just under a minute to go here in Barcelona. Just over 2 minutes left in Paris. Tie still very open when it goes back to Birmingham, but tie all but done, I think, when it goes back to Germany next week.
One more for Ansu. Oh, the traveling Dortmund fans looking very unimpressed. You can't blame them. But they have their hands up, and they'll stand by their team. Dortmund fans, legendary in the world of football, as we all know. We'll see them at Signal Iduna Park next week, regardless of this score. About 20 seconds left. Is there anything left in this match at Montjuic? And there just might be. Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh my God. What are you? Was that Ansu Fati?
Chance here for Dortmund to get a goal.
Oh my God, Nuno Mendes! Nuno Mendes is a goal, 3-1! It's 3-1 at the Parc de France. It's 3-1. Oh my goodness.
That's wow.
And that is going to make it a lot harder for Aston Villa next week at Villa Park as Nuno Mendes, who I put in my best Champions League team, by the way.
Game is done for Barcelona. Game is done for... Ooh, what a beautiful goal, man. Cut him out, the Chris.
Wow.
Please, go.
Sorry, the goals yesterday and today have been brilliant, though.
Wow.
We've been really, really lucky to see Nuno Mendes with a great goal as well there. The cut-in, wow, I'm sorry. He sent Enrique Konza packing.
Yes.
He sent him packing.
Literally, he sent him to Elon Musk to go to the moon.
He's on his way to Barcelona. All right, 3-1 to Paris at the Parc de France, but it's all done for Barcelona, who beat Dortmund 4-0 convincingly. Even Ansu Fati got some minutes in this one, gentlemen.
Yep. And sorry about your bet, but
That's right, it was already gone. Dortmund didn't score.
Yeah,
Well,
my bet didn't hit either.
Disappointing night, or way to end the night. Aston Villa conceding that 3rd goal.
I'm really struggling to see now Farah coming on in the last-minute sub for Gonzalo Ramos. But I'm struggling to see Aston Villa come back.
Still very
Villa
open.
Park.
It's 2 goals. They need 2 goals to send it to extra time at Villa Park.
PSG aren't playing this weekend. They're going to get a talking to, even though they won this game. I don't think Luis Enrique is going to be super, happy with the performance.
Aston Villa will play their under-21s against Southampton.
See, I don't know if they will. You seem very convinced about that. They're still fighting for top 4, top 5.
I suppose they'd rather fight for top 4.
And there he is, Luis Enrique, shaken at the Parc de France, getting the win, 3-1 to PSG. Okay, Chantal, let's come to you with some responses after these 2 matches wrap up.
Okay, so we had a lot of celebration with Ansu Fati entering the pitch. So,
Nice.
Divine Grace says, "Welcome back, my star boy." Okay, this wasn't a celebration, but Daniel says that's what you get for picking a number that weighs more than what your shoulder can carry. Ansu Fati. Hajara says, "I'm thrilled to see Ansu Fati playing. He deserves play." On to the other comments. Showboating says the final match is Barca versus Arsenal. Interesting.
Yo, that's the second person
They
who
also
said that.
says that Flick's tactics are risky. And Victor says Dortmund out. And for you, Clinton, of course, KlintonCod, please don't be a Barcelona fan. We don't need you. Please don't jinx us like how you jinxed Madrid and Manchester United.
A rude breath. Rude fam. Like, they are rude breath. Mad. Like, bro. Oh, I mean, Listen, for some reason, I don't know why I don't get the same excitement or maybe the same kind of feeling I had yesterday for these games. I felt like, obviously,
yourself.
Barcelona, it was pretty much very obvious they were going to win, especially knowing how bad Dortmund have been. They pretty much just confirmed to us that, yeah, this is what they were going to be. On the other hand, PSG waiting until the final moment before they were able to give a convincing win, in France is good, of course, for them. However, I wish I did see more. But I mean, congratulations to them. 3-1 win in their home is very good going into the second leg next week. It's not too much of a gap when you come. Ooh, Lewandowski gets the man of the match.
2 goals.
Fair enough.
2 goals.
Yeah. I mean, but if not for the 2 goals, who would you think would be getting the man of the match?
Lamine?
Alex? For Barcelona?
Lewandowski?
I mean,
No,
if he
he
didn't
said-
score, if he didn't score the 2.
Maybe Rafinha.
I would have given it to Lamine, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought Lamine played very well. Chesney with a few good saves.
Definitely.
Relax.
But I mean, normal saves.
He did stuff. He did some stuff today.
He did that.
He did some
see,
stuff,
See,
yes.
that,
Yes.
Yeah, she
He did
worked
some
hard.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
No,
he
I
worked.
think Lamine Yamal. I'd give it to Lamine Yamal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, good game. Good game.
you sad?
No,
sad?
I mean,
Wait.
no. I'm not sad. You know why? Because I expected it to happen. If they
Barcelona are going to cry today.
no, but obviously not against Dortmund. Leganes would beat Dortmund right now. I'm not very fascinated. That wasn't the game. It was literally PSG versus what's it called? PSG and Aston Villa that I thought was going to be quite thrilling. Obviously, they didn't give me that thrill, but they did give us the goals. Two teams did score. But Barcelona won. Yes, I mean, apart from the last half an hour for Dortmund, where they were trying, they were still not good enough. I felt like the whole show was for Barcelona today, man.
Good. I'm very happy to see that. I mean, I just think it shows like how consistent this team is. Hansi Flick doesn't back down. They keep going for the goals.
Yeah.
The offside trap is working. A stat for you guys here. So Rafinha now has 32 goals and 23 assists this season. This is combined. Lamine Yamal, 14 goals and 18 assists. Lewandowski, 44 goals and 5 assists. 136 goals and assists between this front three.
I thought it was more. Didn't they reach 139 in 40-something competitive matches?
I don't know, you're just like pulling stuff out of it.
But I think it might be more than 140.
All right, well, now we have to...
I could
Go and
be,
do the
I
math.
could be wrong. I could be wrong. I
It could be
wrong.
more. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I have
Where
a
does
vague
this,
feeling... Go on.
just for conversation, where does this front three rank in football right now?
What do you mean front three? Is it compared to another front three?
Yeah, that's usually how the question goes.
No, I don't know. Because when you say where they rank in front three, do you mean, I don't know what you
Compared
meant.
to other front threes.
That's what I'm saying. So are you, okay,
Yeah.
okay, listen to the
Where
question.
does this rank in the world? Usually when ranking, you compare it to other front threes.
No, but you don't, no, I don't think the both of you are getting my question though.
What do you mean?
get what your question
What do you mean?
When you say where do this front three rank, yeah?
You mean
This
between
question
themselves?
could come 2 ways.
You mean today or all time?
No. One of the question could be Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal,
Between
and
themselves.
Rafinha between themselves in the
what
world,
you're saying.
or are you telling me this front three compared to the front three of Real Madrid, which is
right,
better?
right.
You understand?
Combined, the front three together, not against each other. Where do
I'd
they rank
say-
in football right now? Not of all time. Just because I know that we like to get, what is the word, persnickety?
In my opinion, I think
Pernickety.
It's not pernickety.
Yeah, it is.
It can't,
Do you want to bet?
no.
20 euros.
It's persnickety.
Pernickety.
No. Persnickety!
Look up pernickety now.
I don't want to because I've already found mine. I know persnickety is a word.
Pernickety.
So wait, they're both words? Well, that just seems foolish.
It's informal British. Pernickety.
She's very persnickety about her food. Yeah, somebody who's
Does it
like,
say informal American or informal? Or does it say
sorry, what word are you
oh
guys?
my God, it's North American. You guys say pernickety?
Yeah,
That's
pernickety.
ridiculous.
We say pernickety.
What? Sorry, what's the word?
Pernickety.
Pernickety.
Yeah.
The fact that you
That's
say
how-
pernickety is persnickety.
So what does it mean?
It's like, sorry to be,
It's somebody who's like super particular.
yeah, sorry to be a pain.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and
Sorry
just
to-
like, oh no, I can't have my blueberries touching my
right,
face.
fair
Sorry,
enough,
sorry
fair
to pull
enough.
up this minor detail.
I mean, this is a good thing about SportyShow, though. You just don't watch games, you learn English.
I mean,
From both the English and the...
it's just annoying because our English is actually like it's quite different. I've learned more working with you that our English is more different than I expected it to be. Because like I have friends from Ireland, let's say, or the UK, and when you're speaking to friends and it's not on like an everyday basis and whatever, but we actually say a lot of different things. Pernickety. The more you know, Sporty. The more you know. Okay, back to the question. Where do these front three rank in world football right now? As a whole.
Number one.
Thank you.
In all honesty, I think when it comes to I mean I can't figure out any other best in the world in me, because when you look at how much they gel, when you look at how they make goals or how they connect, knowing where this person is, knowing the level of passage that they want or the speed they want, but like understanding the speed of it, like there's so much you can think of, and in all honesty, I think they gel because apart from them, right, the next one you want to mention again, right, is Real Madrid, right?
It's not Liverpool. I'm literally.
No, of course, I get it, but I'm still even not going to
What is
because
that Liverpool front three, though? Is
ex-
it Salah, Diaz, and Jota?
Sorry, if it were up to me, I'd put Darwin Nunez in there.
Well, exactly, but you see,
Ahead of-
but you know the funny thing.
Joking.
No. But you see, when I thought about Liverpool, is the fact that Liverpool, they don't have that consistency. There's always that swapping change. This one not scoring goals, or sometimes it comes.
Close your ears, Chantal.
You know.
Close your ears.
But of course, Real
I
Madrid.
mean, you only, for argument's sake, if we pull up the other top front threes in the world at the moment, I think they're better than Real Madrid's front three.
Definitely.
I think they're better than Liverpool's front three. I think they're better than PSG's front three.
Better than Arsenal's.
Better than, well,
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Arsenal
Inter.
don't have
They've got
to
a
be
centre
honest.
defensive midfielder and outperforming left winger.
Yeah.
And they beat Real Madrid 3-0, boys.
Of
Young lad
course.
is injured.
Yeah. Well.
They're better than Arsenal's. They're better than Man City's. I'd
Inter
say.
don't play with a front three. They play 4-4-2.
So should
No,
we
no,
put-
Chelsea's.
No, I'm just saying, like, Inter is one of the best teams in football right now, but they play 4-4-2.
Should we put Manchester United in schools?
Get out of here. Who are you putting in
You're
that
not a
front
serious
three?
person.
Hoyland, Garnacho, and
Xerxes?
no.
No, actually, who plays our right? Anthony is gone.
No. Betis?
Betis front three better than.
No, to be honest, I think in terms of on form at the moment, it's the best front three in the world. There aren't.
But when we actually sit down and, like, we bring it up, there's, like, no one in contention.
No. The only
Everyone's
Liverpool-
front threes are not good right now.
Liverpool maybe, but
I mean, Liverpool we could say, because obviously they are top in the Premier League, we could still give them.
I also think we have to say PSG. If we're
Newcastle?
talking about in
but
form.
yeah, but PSG though. Okay, well, yes, in France, in my opinion, right? I'm not going to put them in the world conversation.
Where are we going to put them? On the Mars conversation?
No, no. Listen. I've already said it. Yeah, yeah. They've just. Okay. They beat Liverpool. Give them credit. But for some reason, because I don't think they've proven it well enough for me, apart from what they've done in the Champions League so far, right? Which I feel like, especially with this game, to me, they were not as good as what they were before. Okay, my man, Rafinha. Nah, but yeah, we'll definitely give it to Barcelona.
yeah, I think
They've
I'm happy with that.
definitely been. But who goes on to your second?
Liverpool,
Liverpool?
Newcastle, Isaac,
Isaac.
Anthony Gordon.
Okay. I mean, Isaac is the one that's consistent, like in my opinion.
No,
I'm not.
I don't think they've been on fire.
Yeah.
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid, right? In as much as I'm a fan of Real Madrid, I still don't. They are not very convincing to me,
If it wasn't for Mbappe, would we even be having that conversation?
Exactly. Sincerely, though.
Vinny and Rodrigo when Rodrigo has been on this season, he's been so on.
Yes, and when it's been
But
off, he's like
that's
proper
the problem.
silent off.
And Vinicius has, I don't know, man. I'm just looking at who's playing for
else could be?
Newcastle.
I mean, it would be Anthony Gordon on the left, Isak in the middle, and on the right
Harvey Barnes.
could be Harvey Barnes. Yeah. Yeah.
Let us know at home if you have a front three that we're obviously missing here. But Chantal, we'll come to you now for some comments. Maybe somebody's already given a front three that we've completely just tossed up. Oh,
So you
I
can
can't
go
hear
ahead
Chantal.
and...
Oh, no, I can hear you. Sorry. Go ahead, Chantal.
Okay, I'm saying that they haven't sent it as yet, but there's still time to go ahead and send me the front three. But in terms of the comments, Daniel says Nuno Mendes is currently the best left back in the world. Any thoughts? And then I'm seeing a lot of negative comments towards Rafinha. Someone says he's not a true Brazilian because he doesn't have skills. Rafinha is not that great. And then we're seeing some love for Arsenal. The Gunners are out. Arsenal for Champions League. And Mark says it's better Real Madrid rebuild and come back next season for real football abilities. It's not about the quality. It's not the quality of performance that we're used to.
I have an interesting fact, actually, if you want to talk about Real Madrid. Do you remember the Galacticos, 2008, 2009, when they put this whole team together?
Even before that.
Even before that. But what happened that year? Barcelona won the treble.
Was that the year that Manuel Pellegrini amassed like a record-breaking number of points but still finished second? I think that was the year.
I think I want to say it was the year
Yeah.
because that was the summer. Then they wiped out everything.
Yeah.
They cleaned out the closet.
Signed Ronaldo.
So, what's happening this year? They signed Kylian Mbappe. Oh, the two Galacticos 2.0. We've all heard that rumor, even though Real Madrid don't like to be called this. But we've heard it. Barcelona are in contention for a treble. I'm not saying they're going to win it. But I'm just saying, does it not feel a little like this summer Real Madrid have a lot of cleaning out to do? And this is kind of happening the same way that happened. It was just like a weird parallel.
I think defensively, if I go through that Real Madrid squad...
Vasquez, gone. Alaba, gotta go.
Vasquez, Alaba, you could even argue...
Ferland Mendy.
No, I'd keep Ferland Mendy.
I'm not going to keep
backup.
Mendy.
As
You should
backup?
get nah.
So you-
Listen, for a Real Madrid level, these are not the kind of players
No,
you want to
when
keep
you
for
talk
what,
about the Manchester United, they're not good enough. This is the same thing. Ferland Mendy, gotta
Maybe
go.
even Militao.
I mean, you've
I
done
think
both
I'd keep him.
ACLs. I think it's
Yeah.
I would be concerned, but
I'd keep Fran Garcia.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Got some
Yeah.
potential.
No, I think midfield is done. I mean,
Chomini, I'd keep Camavinga, I'd keep Valverde, obviously. Weirdly, and this is going to sound bonkers a year ago, but I'd keep Dani Ceballos. I think actually Real Madrid have been missing Dani Ceballos in the last couple of weeks.
Definitely. I'll keep Dani
I think
Ceballos.
he's been a...
what do you do up front?
You've just
Let's
mentioned...
skip through the midfield. What do you do up front?
No, but hold on, before we go up front, you've just mentioned a player that, or two players that I would literally send on loan, or just because to me,
Who's this, sorry?
literally, Tchouaméni and Camavinga, in all honesty, I think they are not Real Madrid level players.
No?
Sorry to say.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Like, I feel like, listen, when you look at, how much Real Madrid are falling off, yeah, I'm quite surprised at. I don't know. I just, there are caliber of players that you see and you'll be like, because Real Madrid, they're supposed to be the best team in the world, right? And when you, no, I'm sorry. This is not what I know Madrid for.
But I think also they've been riddled with injuries this season. You look at Camavinga, he was out for 6 weeks towards the beginning of the season. Tchouaméni has had to play centre-back for large parts of the season.
Although I like Tchouaméni, though, I can't lie.
I think they're both very good. Camavinga on the ball on his day when he's playing really well. He's a brilliant midfielder.
But that's the thing. What makes you a Real Madrid caliber of player is not the kind of player we should be saying on your day. Like, on your day should
But
not
last
be the
season, I
vocabulary.
think we saw a Camavinga that could play consistently week in, week out to a level that Real Madrid should aspire to.
Yeah, but listen, your statements, especially with this season, and especially if you've come back from injury and you've not been that person, right? I don't see you as that class of player that should be playing for a team like Real Madrid. I'm talking about players that the moment they come back from injury, it's a bit like with Barcelona fans. The moment Gavi came back on, like, and you everybody, all their team members, it's like, damn, like this is and the moment you're back, you're playing to that level. that we know you for. Right now, the reason why I don't rate Kelvin De Bruyne anymore is the fact that he came from injury and he just became rubbish. Like, or not rubbish, but you just know that there's something off. I used to see him as the best midfielder in the world at some point after, let's say at some point last season. Right? I felt like there was nobody that went above Kevin De Bruyne. But since the injury and his comeback,
Rodri.
I'm waiting for him to come back now. The moment, listen, ain't as much as the only reason why I still say Rodri is my best midfielder is because from where he played up to the injury, he was on that level of the best. And mind you, it was when Kevin De Bruyne was there. So when we spoke about the two best pairs in a team, for me, it was De Bruyne and Rodri. Now, De Bruyne goes injured, he comes back. We don't see the De Bruyne.
Sorry, do you need to answer that? Mr. Popular.
Nah,
Is this Mandela restaurant saying, where are you? We've got your rice order ready for you.
It's Mendieta saying, please. We have Saturday. Aww.
but no, I just feel like your class should be permanent. Whoever you were before you were injured and when you come back, it should still be the same person. I don't want to hear this whole on a good day or.
Having said that, would you keep Dani Carvajal?
We don't know when he's. Of course, I mean, like I said, let's wait for him to come back. But I feel like from
But you're
the
already
kind of
trying to get Trent to replace that anyways.
But I think having Trent and Dani Carvajal as your two right backs is no bad thing.
Danny Carvajal would be like the bench player. Yeah, I think so.
To be honest, I think at the start, you'd start Dani Carvajal.
You have to see what he's like when he's back from injury. But
Yeah.
you're not building a team around a 33-year-old anymore?
No, but I don't think Trent would jump in there as a starter immediately.
Yeah,
I think you'd
it's
have
hard
to
to
earn
say. It
that
depends on, like Clinton said, how he's going to do when he returns. Do you guys keep Rodrigo?
Yeah. To be honest, I don't think I sell any of that front three because I do think they can work together. I do think there is a world in which that front three with Bellingham in as the 10 or forward 8 can work really well.
in all honesty, yeah.
Wait, before you answer it, because I don't want you to sway the viewer, I want you guys to also let Chantal know, would you sell Vinny, Rodrigo, and I'm also going to throw in there Endrick, Artiguler, loan option available. I want to know what you guys would do with all these offensive players. I'm going to remove Kylian Mbappe because we know he's just arrived. But let Chantal know, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. Clinton, go ahead.
No, I was literally going to say that Rodrigo, unless we are replacing him with somebody who's super better than him, right? Because remember, at some point we were comparing him to Bukayo Saka, which means obviously if you are being compared to Bukayo Saka, and some people do believe that you are even better than him, it means you have some talent in you, right? But in all honesty, I feel like maybe Vinicius is done with Real Madrid because I want Kylian Mbappe to go to that left wing where we know him for, and then we bring in, no, not even Endrick, no, because I feel like Endrick is not yet the guy who would be the point man for Real
So you
Madrid.
bring a proper striker.
Can I throw in a name?
Who?
Wait, can we guess a name?
Yeah. Or are you going to guess the name that I'm going to say?
For the
There's one-
striker?
Yeah.
Wait, who? There's only one?
No, there's a player I was going to mention, but I feel like he's more linked to Barcelona. Like, people feel like he looks like a Barcelona kind of player. Do you know who I'm going to mention, though? Look at us.
Are you referring to your fellow countryman?
No.
No.
I thought, were you?
I was referring to my fellow countryman.
Oh.
Kane?
Yeah, Harry Kane's not leaving Bayern Munich.
No, but there's already been rumours of him either going back to the Premier League or leaving Bayern Munich. I think, and we know that story was around that in the summer. It was, we all thought that Kane was going to go to Real Madrid, but in the end it was Bayern.
Yeah.
You look at what a front three of Mbappe, Harry Kane, and Rodrigo.
Yeah, that way. Yeah. But then you have to get rid of Vinny.
I don't think they do that.
No, but that's the thing, right? For me, okay, I would have thought about bringing in Isaac, but I don't see Isaac in a Real Madrid. Isaac more fits into a Barcelona, in my opinion.
I think he'll go to Liverpool. That's what the rumours have been saying. I think Liverpool could sign Isaac in the summer.
I mean, any club that signs him, though, I think they are pretty much very lucky.
Someone said here Victor Osimhen.
Victor, I don't see Victor Osimhen
You already
in Real
asked.
Madrid. I don't. For some reason, I don't
You
think
already
he's.
asked about that one.
But I mean, because I'm in Madrid, I'll Osimhen, my brother, please come to Madrid, man. Let's be
Imagine
linking up.
that.
Yeah, I'd love to see him, but
I'll take Lautaro at Barca to replace Lewandowski.
That would be a good
That's
one.
a very Barcelona. Lautaro Martinez, Rafinha, and the sauciness of those three.
But I feel like with how much Vini because Vini has been in Madrid for time.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course he's too young, but I just want Mbappe to get at that night.
I think that's always been the issue, though, right? Since he's come, like,
I
how do you make those?
Let's just have one. Let's have Mbappe play his real position. Stay there, right? Let Vini go some. Let him. I don't know where I can even suggest.
He was
but-
already linked to Saudi. I don't know how legitimate
Yeah,
that
but he's
was.
too young for that, though.
I completely agree. But I also think with what he's done for Real Madrid in these past years, to just let him go, I don't know. Like, it would not be an easy break, is what I think. I think it would be really difficult for him. I think it'd be really difficult for Real Madrid. I think it's what Real Madrid should do. I don't think these two are working together. I don't think it's Vini's fault. But I do think there's a lot of changes that need to be made. And you guys have been eyeing Mbappe for how long? Don't tell me that this team is not his. Everything is going to be based around him.
I just don't think they sell Vini.
I
I
think-
can say, you can say they should or they shouldn't. I just don't think they will.
I don't know. I kind of think they might. I
I'd be
feel like that's very
willing-
Real Madrid. We saw what they did to Casillas.
I'd be willing to put money on them not selling Vini.
So then how do you make it work? Well, then Harry Kane's not coming because
No,
Mbappe's
Harry
saying...
Kane's not coming, no.
Sorry, your dream's over.
Yeah. Even Markinday's saying, I'll sell Vini and get a good fee and buy a striker.
Markindé said this. Isn't Markindé the one that was going around saying that? wait. Markindé, are you not Vini's #1 advocate? And everything that he's done? See, this is what I mean, though. Real Madrid fans are even, like, they can't see another way out, is what I think.
AD Samuel saying Julian Alvarez to Barca.
I would pay so much money for that. I wish he hadn't gone to Atleti, but he's at Atleti and he's now under the Simeone effect, and I don't see it happening. But Julian Alvarez is such a Barcelona player. Chantal, we'll come back to you because Alex is trying to do your job.
Sorry.
Okay, so starting with the front three that you guys asked, Winnet says Gordon, Isaac, and Murphy. It's going to be good seeing them in the UCL next season. Cyril says if things were to be okay for Man City, they would have one of the most electric forward in football right now, with Doku on the right, Haaland in the middle, and Sevino on the right. This is
No
back
Omar
at the
Marmoush.
comment where I said that, well, I read that someone says that Nuno Mendes is the best left back in the world. Someone says, well, look at Balde. Nune is quite okay. And, okay, Shobo Wale says Real Madrid don't trust their youngsters. That is why they don't perform up to expectation. And Cyril also says, I just think they have to sell Vini and bring Martinez so Mbappe can play on the left.
Bring who?
Martinez.
No. Lautaro is not going to Real Madrid. What? So
These
it
are
seems to-
just the views.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it does seem, though, like Real Madrid fans, Alex, here are suggesting the Vinny situation of it all.
Yeah. I don't see it happening. I don't see them selling him.
Well, I think it depends how the rest of the season goes. They're still in contention for a treble. Whether or not they'll get it is a different story. But I think also it's the end of Carlo Ancelotti. I think that's also another
I think that's the big
big
question.
hurdle.
Because his contract runs out in 2026, we know that there's been those links to the Brazil job before the World Cup. Xabi Alonso, 1 foot out of the door in Leverkusen. That's
Arbeloa?
obviously Arbeloa's not going to be the next manager of Real Madrid.
Come on, let's try.
But when you look at all the stars are aligning that Xabi Alonso is in that Real Madrid dugout in August as their manager. But it's just whether they feel like Carlo Ancelotti is the right man to lead them on into the next season. I still see I think it's a 50-50 at this point. I think it all depends on how the season finishes. I think if Carlo wins the one of the league or the Champions League, I could see him staying. If he wins the Copa del Rey, maybe even you could see him staying, because Florentino Perez will think he's built this squad. He just needs to make a few of his own signings this summer to bring in his players. You talk about Trent coming to Real Madrid. That next season, there could be an improved Real Madrid side.
I mean, like I said, I think there are obviously in a team, you're sorting out the defense, you're sorting out the midfield, you're sorting out the offensive side, and we could clearly see that the midfield, in my opinion, for Real Madrid, I don't think that's where the issues are or where the issue is. Defense, of course, there's quite a few problems there. Alaba coming back, he's still not giving the Alaba people would define as the Alaba we used to know before, making some kind of like errors in that back line. And Rudiger, we know he's the guy. He's literally the chief defensive officer of that team. You've mentioned, what's the name of the guy in the...
Perez.
No, the one we said earlier we're going to keep. Jesus Christ, help me with his name.
Ceballos.
No, I'm talking about defense.
Oh, Ferland Mendy. Fran Garcia.
Fran Garcia, sorry. Fran Garcia. That's the
Okay,
one.
now act it out.
Sorry, no, yeah. I mean, I still believe, right, that if we have, let's say Alessandro does come in, whom I don't have extreme confidence in. I feel like he's going to get outrun, especially if they are facing a team like Barcelona. That front three, I know that no matter what they do, this Real Madrid, Mbappe or Vini, one person has to go for that team to fly, which we know is definitely not going to be Kylian Mbappe. I will still maintain that Kylian Mbappe is the guy made for that left wing, and we know how much I don't think he's been utilized to the level that we know. That he can give for a team. Vini, you could see the sign that my man is just so used to. It's almost like he's done what he needs to do for the team, and at this point he needs to go find some other team where he's. I don't know if you have that feeling where they put you in a new apartment or a new house or something. There's this. I don't. It's something.
Fresh start.
Yeah, some kind of fresh start somewhere. I just think he's done. And now you're bringing somebody whom we know that particular wing is where he's made his name from. And then you're making him play, knowing that... Listen, Mbappe still pursuing that highest goal scorer, against Lewandowski in La Liga in a position where he does not usually play. Yeah, it should tell you that, just imagine putting him in where he is used to, right? And I just can't, and I'm not saying just play him once or twice, because obviously we've seen him play there sometimes when Vinicius have not started, right? But I'm talking about giving him that consistency on that left wing, right? And just saying, Vinicius, because I know Vinicius is not a player that can play, have that kind of versatility that Kylian Mbappe has. If you put a Vinicius to play central, exactly, like he would never ever.
Yeah.
You understand? I just feel like the moment the defense is sorted, midfield we know is we don't have any much of problems, in that midfield. Just sort those front four, and the front three, and then obviously a Bellingham, right? Just Real Madrid next season is going to be very funny.
Well, it depends what they do, obviously, over the summer transfer window. Just a quick one. I just found this interesting stat. Rafinha has 12 goals in the Champions League. Lewandowski has 11 now. They're the first pair of Barcelona teammates to score double figures in the UCL since which two, Alex?
First two to score double figures in the Champions League.
Since which Barcelona pair?
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
Messi and Suarez?
Neymar.
Messi and Neymar. Oh.
They had 10 apiece, and this was in 14 and 15. Barcelona went on to win the treble that year. Back to Aston Villa and PSG. Clinton, guess who won the man of the match?
Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah! Great shot,
I think that was the best you pronounced it all night.
No.
It was amazing.
Really?
3-1 to Paris, obviously, here at Clinton. Maybe not the best performance from either side.
Yeah.
Paris winning, though. They have to go now to Villa Park. do you see Villa being able to crawl back? They need 2 goals for at least extra time. And that's also without Villa conceding.
I just feel like the return leg in Villa Park, PSG, they're even going to give us that performance we saw against Liverpool. In my opinion, I'm sure they will look at this game and be like, no, this was not us against Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know? And there are things that we need, like having to wait to the extra, like literally at nearly the end of the game to seal that win.
Minute.
Exactly, for you to seal that win. I don't think that was a performance that, yeah, of course, it wasn't the same with Liverpool. Liverpool, it was just 1 goal each, right? It was one goal
and
that
they went
scored.
Well, Liverpool won the first leg 1-0.
Of course, yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Dembele in the second leg at Anfield.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it's more of, it was not this many goals against Liverpool, but the performance, the game we watched was way better off, right? Man, the way Sarah just looks at Rafinha, she's just
No,
like,
you know what I just... No, I just saw Rafinha and Jamie Gittins exchanging some words, just making sure that I remember that so I can tell the La Liga reps when they ask me who speaks English at Barcelona that I can absolutely confirm the former Leeds player at Barcelona does. Continue.
No, yeah, but I just feel like they are going to watch this game and be like, hang on, how come we didn't give that same level of performance we had against Liverpool for an Aston Villa whom are not as good as Liverpool, right? And they would go learn from their mistakes. Of course, 3-1 is a very good win to take into the second leg. But I know. PSG, they've not been that bad in this Champions League campaign. And it's going to be a very long night next week.
I think not bad is unfair. I think they've been very good.
Who's been
PSG.
good?
Yeah, when I say they've not been that bad, like...
I mean, they've beaten, arguably, some people would say, the best team in the world up until that point.
The best team in the world?
What was the best team in the world?
At that
Or the
point,
best
when
teams.
Liverpool was still in the Champions League and still in contention to win the Carabao Cup, they'd already been knocked out of the FA Cup by Plymouth at that point. But Liverpool were on the same level as Barcelona in terms of that pedestal that they were being held upon. You look at the way they beat that Liverpool side, they held a Liverpool side at Anfield. They beat them on penalties. They didn't play in the playoffs? No, they did. Who did they beat in the playoffs?
I mean, we could always check.
Yeah, it's. I'm
I
blank.
don't know. It's a blur. I watched 36 games one time, so
They
it's tough.
won. They won in the playoffs.
Oh
Obviously.
yeah, they played Brest and they
That was it. They won
Oh.
10-0 or whatever it was.
done.
Sorry.
Yeah, they won 10-0 on aggregate.
So I think.
Sorry. So what does that mean?
No. I'm saying you look at the way they played against Liverpool, the way that they started off the season.
They
really
beat City
poorly.
4-2.
They
but
beat City, but
that
the way
doesn't mean
the
much.
way they've turned around this season from starting off the Champions League poorly to playing against a really good Aston Villa side and beating them quite convincingly, beating a Liverpool side, I think PSG deserves some plaudits this season in the Champions League.
I don't think anyone has taken anything away from them.
Clinton has. He just said they've not been that bad.
Well,
No, we're not talking
they've-
about tonight. Or
no,
general?
we know we're speaking about this night.
Yeah. Well, so I
No,
don't.
it was just the way you said they've not been that bad, as if they've been like. Yeah,
No, but
average
they've not.
or-
No, they've not been that.
It's a good point now to wrap up the show, I think, because we don't know what's happening anymore. We've been live for a while, but we want to thank all of you guys once again for joining us for the Champions League watch along here. We've had 2 days of quarterfinals. We have 2 more next week, but these 2 days have been great. We've seen lots of goals. We've seen lots of really good goals. And there's a lot to fight for next week in the Champions League. Tomorrow, we're back again as per usual, but we do have a very big surprise. But we're previewing the weekend, and once again, we are all at Leganés and Barcelona, Clinton's very own Lamine Yamal. I'm not even saying your very own because you don't even get that. But you'll be there with Lamine Yamal. You'll be taking on though Mendieta.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a massive challenge. It's on Sporty TV, and remember, you subscribe to YouTube, and you get a chance to win this beautiful jersey, Leganés and Sporty TV. So. We hope you guys enjoyed the watch along. Back again tomorrow. We have more football this weekend. Copa Libertadores coming up right after this. So until then, as always, enjoy the football. Lamine Yamal.
Hey, T. Ah, Lamine. Ratatatatata. Boo! Let's go, man.